The Monsters Playbook is an adventure podcast for grown-ups. It contains violence and profanity and deals with adult themes that may be uncomfortable for some listeners. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to the Monsters Playbook, a real play Monster of the Week podcast where the only limit is your imagination. And when you hit that limit, you can borrow somebody else's imagination, which is exactly what we're doing this week. That's right, it's time once again for an Off the Books episode. This time we were lucky enough to be joined by Quinn, host and keeper of the fantastic Monster Hour podcast. He'll be guest keepering and taking us through a Monster of the Week adjacent game system of his own devising called Absurdia. In the same way that Monster of the Week is designed to evoke the feeling of walking through your favorite basic cable Monster Hunter shows, Absurdia brings the vibes of a certain horror podcast with magical realism tendencies. But what am I doing explaining it to you? It's Quinn's game, and he's going to do a way better job of talking through it once we actually get to the episode. I'm just here to introduce things. And now that I've done that, let's enter the wide, weird world of Absurdia and step into the big box.
I'm Lauren, and I play Raven Price.
I'm Miah, and I play Remi Hainsley.
I'm Jonny, and I play Jeruselum Feedback.
I'm Quinn. I play literally everybody else, and this is Absurdia. Hi, everyone. I am Quinn Majeski. As Jonny said, I am the creator of Absurdia. I'm super excited to be here today to play it with the Monsters Playbook. Just a little bit about the game. Absurdia is an absurdist modern fantasy role-playing game about the inane hilarity and understated horror of everyday life. You play as residents of a strange suburban town unmoored from space and time, where the otherworldly is ordinary and the mundane terrifying. It's inspired by works of absurd humor, surreal horror, and literary nonsense like Welcome to Night Vale, Alice in Wonderland, and Gravity Falls. I'm also the GM and editor for a podcast called Monster Hour. In our first season, we played Monster of the Week. And in our second season, we are playing Absurdia. Gameplay-wise, Absurdia is a Powered by the Apocalypse game, which means it uses kind of the same basic framework as Monster of the Week. So all of you listening should be pretty familiar. Most actions are resolved using a series of moves, basic moves, faction moves, playbook moves. When a character triggers the condition of a move, roll 2d6 and add a rating. 10 plus is a full success, 7 to 9 is mixed success, and a 6 or less is a failure, which means something weird and bad happens.
Yes.
There are other rules. I think we'll get to them as we play, but that's kind of the basics. Would folks like to introduce their characters?
Sure. Not it.
I think Jonny should go first.
Yeah, Jonny.
My name is Jeruselum Feedback. I am playing the Void Archivist. Visually, I'm imagining him somewhere like perhaps a younger Dr. Jacoby from Twin Peaks. Very hippie professorial type who has the power to pull memories and stories not just from willing participants, but also from the unwilling and also from the void. So that's my deal. By way of transition, I make my home and my workplace in the basement of the shop owned by my friend Raven.
I am playing Raven Price. I am playing as the Curio, and she is kind of your typical like snake oil saleswoman. She definitely likes to pull the wool over people's eyes and make a good deal, for her anyway. And that's sort of the name of the game for her. She is the Curio, which means that she is a purveyor of powerful and peculiar eldritch objects. She looks wise. She's got the raven hair, but I think there's some sort of weird like shampoo or something that she uses that makes it sometimes look, is it iridescent? Is that the word?
Ooh.
So it got some fancy vibes going on there. But she's very fashionable. She's got a briefcase that she's got with her at all times, and is a very sly and cunning woman.
Wonderful.
I am playing the Zeitgeist, named Remi Hainsley. It is a collective consciousness. The multiple bodies, which are 4 of them, happen to be my bridesmaids.
Incredible.
Whose names are Josie, Molly, Jade, and Lillian. Josie is Jerry's niece, but Remi is about probably early 30s, late 20s, blonde hair, blue eyes. All of her bridesmaids have matching outfits, which are, if you are familiar with those like super long shirts that are like the front of it is like a bikini or whatever, or a hot guy. It's that, except sexy fireman. Shout out to Mike for the idea. But they're considering that as dress shirts. But essentially, when we became a collective consciousness, it was during my bachelorette party. So together forever.
Party forever.
You may consider chaos embraced.
Yes.
Yeah, so I mean, we're just looking for a great time and free drinks.
Amazing.
Sorry, I'm realizing I wonder if this is important information or not to know. My fiance is missing. I don't know his location and well-being. So,
Ooh, thank you for handing that to me.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm a very benevolent player, as Jonny is aware.
Incredibly gracious.
On that topic, the thing that happened to her fiance is actually a memory that I took from her. So she doesn't know what it is, but I kind of do.
Interesting.
But I put it somewhere. But because I have, this is another thing that you will need to know, I suppose. The agenda, one of the agendas I took is the spotless mind. So she deserves not to remember this unpleasant memory. Quick
aside, I in playtesting this, you know, I had a lot of fun seeing what everyone did with like various different playbooks, but I think the funniest character like archetypes or like character ideas came from the Zeitgeist, and this is incredible. I mentioned that because I love cold opens, so I am going to start with a short cold open before we jump in. No one remembers exactly when the big box arrived, but everyone tells the same story. There was no warning, no land use notice, no announcement in the paper, no construction noise or hard hats scurrying around town. It simply appeared one day at the edge of Absurdia. A windowless rectangular cuboid with a stylish minimalist exterior decor. A single tinted glass sliding door entrance. The block letter sign overhead. The only outward facing acknowledgement of its existence that reads simply, "For all your needs." What does the big box offer? What lies within its mammoth frame? No one can say for sure. Those who have dared enter do not speak of what lies beyond, though some around town claim to have heard patrons of the box murmuring, under their breath when they believe themselves to be alone, of exquisite deals.
Sounds like my kind of place.
For listener reference, in this, I'm going to say the 3 of you, despite Remi occupying 4 bodies.
Fair. The 7 of you.
I refuse to say the 7 of you over and over again. It's confusing.
It's fine. I think I decided that Remi inhabits these 4 bodies, and that they're kind of like dolls.
Yeah, Remi is the collective consciousness. That fused these 4 forms together.
We are Remi.
I'm just 4 really, really, really close friends that finish each other's sentences and thoughts.
Exactly. The 3 of you land in a heap on cool, polished linoleum. As you get your bearings, you see before you stands a sleek and Spartan foyer. The high ceiling invokes an unsettling sense of vertigo, while the stark white walls, illuminated by sterile fluorescent light, are interrupted only by a single isometric yellow line, beckoning towards a large aperture to your right. Behind you, a single tinted glass door slides shut with a subtle hiss. Inside each of your pockets, you find an identical note in the bold, austere typeface that only the bureaucracy could love.
Jury summons. By order of the Code Compliance Division, name is hereby summoned for duty as judge, jury, and executioner of the town council's will. The presence of entropic entity number 0000000000000349192, known as, quote, the Big Box, end quote, has been tolerated insofar as its influence has remained stationary and localized. Its current ingress into town poses a threat to redacted, and redacted, as well as the general welfare of Absurdia. It must be stopped. Failure to respond to the summons will result in immediate termination of life via expulsion into the Screaming Fog. Do not attempt to run. We know where you live. We are watching you.
Ahead of you lies the ruined remains of what appeared to once be an escalator. Whatever it led to, however, has been buried in debris and rubble. To your left, you can see a petite doorway over which hangs a sign that says, Lost and Found, but the found part has been painted over with spray paint. And a much larger sign hangs over the opening to the right that says simply, For all your needs. As you assess the scene, you hear the sound of metal scraping and gears whirring from the corner of this large room. And in that corner is a gleaming automaton, burnt orange and muted auburn, which is slowly grinding to life. 2 incandescent bulbs flicker on as it turns to you and says, Welcome to the Big Box, for all your needs. I'm Boxy the Fox. Is there anything I can help you find today? And with that exposition aside, what do the three of you do?
Oh, man. Honestly, I feel like Raven wants to just, like, explore this whole place. This is, like, her jam. Okay.
Yeah.
So this automaton, is this just, like, a standard automaton that, like, they would have around town or anything peculiar about it?
Well, it's a robotic fox, a humanoid fox.
Okay.
There certainly are, sentient machines in town. The origins of their consciousness are unclear, but they are, they exist. I don't think you're familiar with this particular, brand creature entity, but, this is not wholly outside the norm, such as a norm exists in Absurdia.
Okay.
Can you remind me, the lost and found, is it just a doorway or are there any windows? Or it's just a sign?
There's just one door.
A petite
solid,
door.
a solid door. Is it solid? Can't
Yes.
look in? Okay.
I want to go through that door.
Yeah.
Okay. Jeruselum, you walk over, just walk away from Boxy, walk over, throw open the door, and inside is a wall of impenetrable darkness.
Huh. File that away.
I guess I should ask, would you like to continue through the door or do something else?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think I want to ask Boxy, so what's all this then?
Oh, welcome. This is the Big Box for all your needs. We have everything you need.
More specifically, the who needs impenetrable darkness?
Oh, that's the Lost and Found.
What sort of things are in the Lost and Found?
Lost things. Occasionally found. But that's why it got crossed out. It's mostly lost.
Right.
If you, enter it, do you become lost?
That is certainly a possibility.
Okay, I think that the four bodies are going to clasp hands and monkeys in a barrel.
Just like daisy chain.
Yeah, daisy chain, go into this darkness.
Incredible.
We'll just put one in at a time, You can have a buddy system.
I love it.
Monkeys in a barrel.
Unbelievable. Please give me a roll to embrace chaos.
Okay.
Embrace chaos is one of the basic moves. There are 7 basic moves. When you contend with a source of entropic power, roll plus chaos. On a 10 plus, you get to choose 2 options from the list. On a 7 and 9, you choose one, and then I choose one.
So I rolled a 9.
Okay, so on a 7 and 9, you choose an option, and then I choose an option. Those options are: you gain a clear understanding of the power's source, effects, and motives, if any. You quell the power's effect or fan its flames. You briefly wield this power's effect. You subvert this power to achieve your ends, take +1 forward. You inflict or heal 1 harm on a nearby target, which can include yourself. Or you mark or erase 1 essence.
You quell the power's effect or fan its flames.
Are you quelling or swelling?
Do you make it go away or do you make it worse?
One of those.
Let's quell its powers.
Yeah, so I think whichever of your bodies is in first, you float basically into an inky void where direction is meaningless and time has no sovereignty. It's pretty much, as far as you can see, jet black in every direction. I think for you quell this power's effect, what I will say is that as you remain in here for a few moments, I think, in the distance, kind of floating around, you can see a few objects. You can see like a teddy bear with an eye missing, like a stuffed teddy bear with an eye missing. I think you see like just this, like a murmuration of birds, when a whole flock moves in unison. Mm-hmm. You see that, but they're all pens, just pens everywhere. Okay. There's kind of like an orc cloud of hair ties. And in the very, very distance, I think you actually can see like a little pinprick of light, but it's quite far away. For my option, I am going to choose to have you mark 1 essence. Essence in Absurdia is kind of like the second player track or playbook track. There's harm, which is, kind of like the pretty standard, physical injury. But in Absurdia, you also have essence, which is a playbook specific resource that allows you to sort of contend with the strangeness and the entropy of the town. Each playbook has their own. You can use it as a resource to do certain things. But when you run out, you gain fractures, and if you gain too many fractures, you ultimately have to retire your character. So I'm going to have you mark 1 essence, because being in here is slowly eroding your sense of self and well-being.
Cool.
And frankly, your psychic connection as well, like your collective consciousness, you feel it sort of under assailment.
Losing grip with Lillian, because of course the maid of honor goes in first.
She knows the job.
She read the assignment.
Before I pull Lillian back in, is the hair ties in reach?
I don't think anything is in immediate reach. You'd need to like make a move.
Yeah, can I make a move?
Sure. Let's see. Give me a roll to face fear. When you attempt something risky in the face of fear or danger, I think that qualifies. Roll plus pluck. On a 10 plus, you accomplish what you set out to do. On a 7 to 9, I will offer you a worse outcome, a hard choice, or a price to pay.
So I rolled a 12.
Hey, nice. There you go. Okay, so on a 10 plus, you accomplish what you set out to do. What does this look like? Are you letting Lillian go and sort of like floating into the ether, or are you like moving this chain further out and like stretching as far as you can to get these hair ties?
Yeah, like I'm just sending like as many of us in to just grab a fistful of hair ties and then pulling us back. Okay,
yeah, you grab hold of a fistful of hair ties and you're able to reel yourself and your bodies back in to the big foyer. Without further erosion of your collective consciousness.
Cool. And then each of us gets a hair tie and French braids them.
Incredible.
We're somewhere.
Yeah.
Amazing. Raven, what are you up to?
So I have a question.
Sure.
One of my moves, Object Empathy, would that apply to this Foxy character? The automaton, or no?
Usually, Object Empathy as a sort of written/intended is mostly to apply to non-sentient objects.
Okay.
So I don't think it would apply here.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I do think there was another door that was, or was it just a sign that said for all your needs?
Yeah, there's a larger opening, like an archway almost, with a sign that says for all your needs.
Okay. I think Raven might actually head over that way and be like, and she might kind of say is it Foxy or Boxy?
It is Boxy the Fox.
Boxy the Fox. Okay. Boxy, was it
yes.
What can be found over there in the that area that says for all your needs?
Oh, that's the entrance to the showrooms. You can find anything that you need in one of those.
Showrooms? What sorts of things can we find there?
Easy.
Everything. Anything. Whatever you need.
Huh.
I believe that first one leads to the electronics section.
Oh, Perfect. That sounds wonderful. I'm going to go there right now. And I think she turns and goes to head to the electronics section.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thanks, you're a doll.
No, I'm a robot. You head over to the big sort of aperture, the archway, and when you get a little bit closer, you can see the electronics showroom. To the extent that you sort of get up to it, you can see what you can see basically from the entrance is a sort of labyrinthian scene, these like walls and corners and everything stretching from floor to ceiling, composed entirely of electronic devices of all shapes and sizes. You know, there's big flat screen TVs. There's like old 1950s style TVs with like big sort of backs. There's tablets, there's phones, like, all of it is formed into like a wall basically, or a variety of walls that stretch back, and most of them, you know, reach corners and curves to the point where you can't see where they go too far in.
Okay. I kind of wonder if I can't use my Techronomicon move to see if I could like get these TVs and stuff to interact with me.
Yeah.
Maybe reveal some information about this place that could be helpful.
Tell me, so Techronomicon is one of your Curio items, correct?
Yes, it
So
is.
what does your Techronomicon look like?
Wasn't that the watch?
It is. So my grandfather, when he died, I got his watch. I inherited it. I didn't steal it.
No,
but
of course not.
I got his watch, and I learned that it was able to sort of channel the energies of technological things around me. And I do think it's like quite fancy. It's got like, it's very, very thick on her slender wrist. Like surprised that it doesn't fall off. But I do think it's got a couple of like knobs that she probably like twists the dials of it to kind of activate it, and hopefully brings it to work and help out in this instance.
Yeah, so why don't you read that move real quick for us?
Sure. So Techronomicon, you can mark 1 objectivity to gain control of all non-sentient electronic devices in the vicinity. They will obey your commands as best as their construction allows.
Yeah, so objectivity is your playbook-specific essence, so
Yes.
go ahead and mark that down. And what do you want these devices to do?
So yeah, I feel like I'd kind of want to like maybe like have these TVs like try to communicate with me by like maybe flashing different pictures of like something in the area that maybe would be helpful, where it's like, you know, I've heard that there's something weird going on in the store here in the big box. Do you know where we might find more information where we could check out? And try to interact with it that way.
Interesting. Okay. I think doing this, I'm going to have you roll to assess reality.
Okay.
Using these TVs to sort of show you what's going on.
Cool.
So when you carefully study a situation looking for more information, roll plus wits.
Whew, good. I don't have any pluses to wits, and that's a 10.
Hey, okay. So on a 10 plus, you hold 2, and you can spend your hold to ask one of the following questions. What happened here? What's my best route? Are there any dangers I haven't noticed? What here is useful or valuable to me? What here is not what it appears to be? Or who or what is really in control here?
Oh boy. Those are all like amazing questions that I don't know which to choose.
You know, similar to Monster of the Week, the information does kind of depend on the way you're investigating. So just, you know, keep that in mind.
Right. I feel like for sure I want to ask what here is useful or valuable to me for one of them.
Okay.
What do you guys think?
I'm leaning towards one of the last two.
I was thinking, yeah, the other one was who or what is really in control, or
Yeah.
what is not what it appears to be. Let's do the last one. Who or what is really in control here?
I think what happens is you get like a cycle through of like CCTV footage, basically. And it's showing various sections of the big box, various showrooms.
Yep.
So you get scenes from a handful of areas. I think you get one from the foyer. You also get one from electronics. You get one from a sprawling showroom, which is filled with all manner of like furniture, like, you know, wardrobes and beds and chairs and basically like just as far as the eye can see, sprawling out. You get one from what looks like a jungle or a forest almost, but you can see some like bits of not electronics, but like, like stands and what looks like a tall box freezer, but it's mostly just like overgrown foliage. You get one of just like walls and walls of toys. And you can actually see some kids in there, like running around and doing like running around and horse playing. And they look kind of goofy. They have like colanders on their heads and baseball bats and hockey sticks and stuff. And it almost looks like they're sparring. I think you get one CCTV view of the Lost and Found. Just like a camera floating through the void. And then finally, you get a food court. There are a dozen sort of restaurants. There are quite a few people milling around, or not milling around, but like, socializing, eating, that sort of thing, in big box uniforms. And I think in the back, you can see a door that says manager. Jeruselum, what are you doing?
I actually want to have a conversation with this Boxy the Fox.
Hello.
So,
how may I help you today?
I can't help but notice that this foyer is actually in quite ill repair. You mentioned a ruined escalator we saw.
Oh yes, we're in need of some refurbishments, and those should be taken care of soon. We're dealing with some internal issues, but don't worry. I promise it won't affect your experience at the big box at all.
Well, it's affecting my experience at the big box quite a bit, in fact. What's up there?
Oh, that heads to the food court.
I see.
Unfortunately, it's out of service, as you can tell. But you should be able to get to the food court by passing through some of the other showrooms. There are other entrances.
I find that to be quite inconvenient, Boxy.
I'm terribly sorry.
I have a follow-up question, and I don't like to ask this question very often, but can I speak to your manager?
The manager's office is located in the food court.
Would you take me to it?
Boxy looks down, and you can see they're mounted, like, bolted to the floor.
Aw.
I see.
I'm boxed in.
Incredible pun. I'm here for it. I'm afraid I can't do that. I'm afraid I'm here mostly as a greeter and to serve as a sort of a directory. So I'm afraid I can't show you to the manager. But I assure you, if you head through the storerooms, there are other big box employees who can ensure that you reach your destination. We're here to meet all of your needs.
Yeah, I think Raven comes walking out of the electronics store, maybe like holding some of the nicer like tablets and stuff that she found, and is just stuffing them into her suitcase, which is her what's the other thing where it's like she can put anything inside? Pandora's box. And she's just putting them in. And she's like, yeah, we need to go speak to the manager in the food court.
Right. Okay, the other one. Oh dear. And I'm going to walk over to the lost and found door and say to the bachelorette who remains outside of the void, or no, you guys are back in and that's right, you're braiding your hair.
We're just getting in. We're braiding each other's hair. It's like a braiding train. That's what they do at bachelor parties, right?
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, did you need a hair tie?
I do not.
Extras.
We may need your anti-customer service skills, though.
Will they be free drinks? Never mind. We could totally get free drinks.
Boxy?
Yes?
Are there alcoholic beverages here, particularly the kind of the unpleasantly sweet variety?
Of course. In the food court.
Onward. I will spin on a heel.
Bye-bye. Please enjoy your stay at the big box.
One other detail I just want everyone else to have in their imagination that I forgot to mention is Jeruselum Feedback has, those when the Mall of America first opened and hologram stores were a real big thing. He has a pair of glasses that have like hologram eyes on them that he wears up on his forehead and pulls down when he needs to peer into the void.
Oh, I love it.
Fabulous.
So I've got those perked up on top. And I'm heading into, are there multiple ways in, or is this like IKEA where you're going through a scene?
I want you to picture supernatural IKEA.
Okay. Thusly pictured.
Yeah, so the solid yellow line, the yellow brick road, heads to the electronics section.
Perfect.
I walk in. Brain rotting machines, excellent.
Are all three of you headed that way at this point?
I think so.
Okay.
Well, I suppose we gotta head this way, guys.
We're definitely stopping at almost everything, getting very easily distracted.
You head through the electronics section. Raven, are you doing anything with the electronics right now?
I do think maybe she grabbed one of the tablets. I am wondering if like there is like a mall directory or kind of like directory of the different exhibits and stuff so she can see if there's anything on there. But I think that's all. She's maybe just kind of looking through that at the moment.
So I think you're, I don't know, pulled up next to a big screen TV or something. Almost flipping through channels, looking for some sort of directory, and a person pops up on the screen. And it is a person that you are very familiar with. It is Karen.
Fucking Karen.
Your rival. And you can see she is wearing a big box uniform.
Of course she would.
And she smiles just slightly too wide of a smile at you and says, "Oh, Raven, hey, how are you? You made it to the big box finally. I can't believe it took you so long. Welcome. What can I help you find?"
Karen, I can't right now.
You can though. You totally can.
Since when did you get a job at working for the big box?
Oh, the big box has everything you need. Why would I not get a job here? It's perfect.
I thought you were like content being like a LuLaRoe saleswoman or whatever.
But I mean, they have LuLaRoe here.
Ugh.
And just all the yoga pants and sushi and Chardonnay, it's perfect. You would love it here. You should totally join the big box.
Do you have a manager that I could speak to if I wanted to apply?
Well, I have an application right here. And she holds up an application to the screen. And it kind of, the membrane on the TV gets kind of a little jelly-like. And the application sort of
comes through the screen?
Comes through the screen and floats down to your feet.
Oh, great. Interacting with TVs now.
You should totally apply.
I want to walk over and pick up the application and begin perusing it.
Oh, hello there. What's your name?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Literally the worst, Karen.
I don't think so.
Of course you wouldn't. You never do.
I have lots of friends here.
Oh yeah, name 3.
Oh, there's Jacob and Emmanuel.
Okay. We don't need to hear all of your friends.
And Leopold, Elijah, and
Karen.
Carlos.
If you don't stop talking, I'm going to punch this TV.
Oh, don't do that. You don't want to damage the merchandise.
Why? What happens if I damage the merchandise? Do I have to speak to your manager?
Oh no, then we have to call security. That's bad. You don't want that.
She sighs very deeply, as if to be like, oh, look at how much restraint I have. Karen, could you do something useful in your life and tell me...
Yeah, babe.
Don't call me that.
I don't know. She doesn't seem that bad.
What's the quickest way to the food court? Do not buy into her lies. Do not buy into her lies.
What's your name?
Well, this is
gosh,
Josie.
Are you on a bachelorette party?
Oh my god, yeah!
Oh my gosh, who's getting married?
Raven fully walks away.
Technically, I'm not here right now, but it's complicated. Can you point me in the way of those Polaroid picture cameras? The ones that are super trendy right now?
Yeah. If you go right, left, right, straight right, left, right.
Wait, so was that 2 lefts or 2 rights? Or 5 lefts?
In total, I believe it's 7 lefts and 5 rights.
Okay, we'll just ask Jerry. He's probably listening. Also, do you know? Do you have one of those tubes with the funnel on top? And do you sell alcohol here?
Yeah. You wanna probably check the grocery section, I think.
Ooh, there's a grocery section. We could totally use something to eat. A charcuterie board would be great.
Do you think I could? Do you want me to show you the way? I could totally
Well, you see, we did hear about there's a food court. What kind of food selections do they have? Can you lead us there?
The best sushi, totally. Yeah, here, just put your hand on the TV.
All 4 of us put our hands on the TV.
Yeah, give me a roll to embrace chaos.
This is gonna be a 5.
No.
Yikes-a-rooney. All 4 bodies did?
Yeah. Yes.
Cool. Yeah,
so cool.
Incredible. Remi, your collective consciousness kind of like fritzes out for a second. I don't know if you remember what it's like to like pass out or go to sleep, but that's what a normal person would sort of feel. Mm-hmm. And Jeruselum and Raven, you see very quickly Remi's 4 bodies disappear into the like TV, just kind of like gets sucked in through that jelly membrane. And then Karen comes tumbling out instead.
Karen!
Remi, you're looking out from the television now. Oh man, it was getting really cramped in there. Hey, here, I only have one of these, but you'll need this. And Karen takes off the big box shirt and tosses it, and it hits the screen of the TV and then goes through the jelly membrane. And Remi lands at the feet of your bodies. And Karen's like, oh, wow. I've been wanting to go back to the food court forever. I've been stuck in there for a long time.
Oh, boy. Well, Karen, if you think you can get us to the food court, that would be great. Any way that I can get Remi out of there?
Yeah, it's a little boring in here.
Well, you could switch with her. Karen's like, as she's talking to you, she's like, well, I mean, you could totally switch with her if you'd like. It's sort of like a, one in, one out sort of system.
Huh.
Or you find another.
I think I pushed Karen back into the
TV. Give me a roll to fight for your life. Because Karen's backing away already.
Fight for your life, which I think I actually roll differently for that. Yeah, because I have bound lightning, so I roll with plus chaos instead of plus pluck when you fight for your life. Okay.
When you directly engage a threat, roll plus pluck.
That's a 9?
On a 7 to 9, you and your opponent inflict harm on each other as established. So I think you sort of lunge for Karen, and she knows you. She knows what's going to happen. And she pulls out curling iron. Yeah, curling iron.
Bitch.
And hits you across the face with it, and it's very hot, and you're going to take 1 harm.
Does my gilded aegis, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right,
yes,
protect me from that?
Were you fighting with your Aegis or with your bound lightning?
Oh, that's a good question. I guess I don't understand the difference or what the gilded thing is. I was definitely fighting with my bound lightning.
An Aegis is like a really like ancient cool shield.
Oh, okay. And I don't need if I use that, I don't have to roll with, I can still roll with plus chaos.
That's a good question, actually. Well, for now, we'll give it to you. So, you instead of that hitting your face as described, you raise up your like antique shield, basically.
Okay.
That's gilded Aegis's.
Perfect.
And the curling iron clangs off of it. If you would like to, instead of inflicting harm, your normal 2 harm, if you'd like to like corral Karen back to the TV where Remi is.
Yeah, I'm not trying to actually really harm her. I'm really just trying to force her in so I can get Remi out.
Yeah, so we're playing a little fast and loose with the rules, but that's encouraged in Absurdia.
Yep.
So I think you sort of corral her back to the TV, but she doesn't just automatically fall through. Someone's going to need to do something else to make that happen.
Can I put something up to the screen and have it go through?
Sure. What do you try to put up?
My keychain taser that maybe one Jeruselum or Raven can use to tase Karen.
Yes. Jeruselum, what are you? I'm going to ask what you're doing, mostly because I think that could be like a help action. Yeah. And so I'm curious what Jerusalem's doing.
So up until I heard the clang of the curling iron on shield, I was just perusing the application to see what kinds of questions they were asking and if they were any good.
There's just one question, and it says, do you want to join the big box? and there's a check that says yes or no.
Okay, and I'm like flipping it over, and I'm like, there's nothing going clang. Okay. Yeah, I will drop the application and rush over to aid in pressing the face of this woman in against the television.
Okay. I'm going to call this face fear. I don't think this isn't a fight so much. Okay. So when you attempt to do something risky in the face of fear or danger, roll plus pluck.
Okay.
I would also if you wanted to try to embrace chaos, I think you could potentially do it that way too. Your player's choice.
Okay, I think I prefer to try to embrace chaos, and I think specifically what I'm trying to do is like, I don't know, see what I can remember of. I have a grudge against television, so I know how destructive they are, and I think I can turn this one to the tide of good. So
okay, and then Remi, are you before you roll? Are you helping?
Yeah.
Okay.
Roughly helping.
So helping works a little bit differently in Absurdia than most PbtA games. First of all, you have to say you're doing it ahead of time. And second, you help out. Both helping out and pushing yourself are sort of two sides of the same coin, which is you mark one essence, and when you make your move, you roll 3d6 and discard the lowest die. When you push yourself, it's your own move. When you're helping out, it's whoever you're helping's move. So go ahead, Jeruselum, and roll 3d6 for Embrace Chaos and discard the lowest.
And do I mark Harmony?
Yeah, so you would mark one Harmony.
that is a 12 then.
Wow.
Dang. Okay, so you get to hold two. Choose two options.
I think I'm going to... I briefly wield this power's effect, and by power I do mean the television.
Yes.
And I gain a clear understanding of the power's source, effects, and motives, if any.
Yeah, this is a employee station. A big box employee is meant to hang out here and serve as a concierge for the electronics section, and also, try to get people to become members of the big box. And I think you understand that pretty clearly as you push Karen back in.
Sorry, Karen.
And pull. I like to imagine this is sort of the same daisy chain. Like pull one of Remi's bodies out, and then the other ones come tumbling out. Yeah. So you swap Remi and Karen's like, oh gosh, like cheese and crackers. Gosh dang it all! My shift here isn't going to end for another 7 weeks. This. Ugh, what a waste.
Well, can't say it's been a particular pleasure.
It hasn't.
Man, I thought we were gonna be gal pals. We were gonna do bridal party stuff. I was gonna show you where the Chardonnay was.
Do you even know my name? They all say at the same time.
The Remi? Remi?
The Remi.
Nice try, bitch. Stay in there forever.
If there is an off switch, I want to hit the off switch on this television.
Yeah, there's an off switch. It doesn't do anything.
Let's go find this manager.
Yes, let's find the Chardonnay manager.
Okay, so the three of you, leaving Karen behind, make your way through the electronics section. You follow the sort of pathway, and you eventually reach the end. There's another big archway aperture opening leading to the next storeroom. The sign you can see there is interior decor.
Oh my gosh, for your registry!
Oh my god! You guys have already picked out what you're getting me for the wedding, right?
Right. Definitely.
No, thank you.
Well, you don't want to be that person that shows up to a wedding without a gift. That would just be rude.
Mm-hmm. Of course. No, I mean, we can, so many things we can get you.
Indeed there are, as you, Raven, immediately recognize the sprawling sort of interior decor storeroom with rows and rows of furniture in literally every shade, in every color, in every style imaginable. It stretches a sizable distance to the left and right, and further back than you can see the exit to.
I'm guessing there are couches.
Yeah. Couches, beds, chaise lounge, ottomans, wardrobes, recliners, lazy boys, footstools, regular stools, bar stools. I'm just gonna naming as many kinds of furniture as I can think of here.
Furniture.
All manner of furniture. What did the three of you do?
Oh, because I'm on a roll. Can I Goldilocks these couches?
Find the one that's just right? Oh yeah, totally.
But each Josie and Molly and Jade and Lillian are on different.
Yeah, all four of your bodies, all four of your forms have found the right couch for them particularly.
Let's split up, gang.
Yeah.
Oh my god, these are so comfy. Jerry, you should join us. Relax.
I can't help but feel that we're getting off track somewhat.
Yes, I mean, even I like to, window shop with best of them, but we do need to get out of here at some point.
Dear Lord, a divan. And off I storm.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Raven
And I'm on
follows after.
something right next to one of the bachelorette's bodies being like, oh, I've never been so comfortable in all my life.
Do you think that they deliver?
I'm sure they do. The big box gets all of your needs.
As you say that, Raven, there's a person standing immediately behind your right shoulder.
Oh, fuck.
Do you have needs? Hi, I'm, I need a character name. Hey, my name's Lawrence. And there's a 16-year-old boy with a big box polo on. He's got like 12 pieces of flair.
Wow.
None of you noticed him or saw where he came from, but like as soon as you say for all your needs, he's right there behind you. Hello, welcome to the big box. Can I help you? Can I help you find something?
Oh, my friend Remi over there, I'm sure, is looking for something. But what we really were hoping to get is a meeting with the manager. Is that something you can help with?
Oh, the manager. Are you not satisfied with your experience in the big box today?
Not particularly. One of your employees, a Karen, she was a total bitch.
Oh dear. Oh no. I'll here. And he like reaches into one of his pockets and pulls out like a dozen comment cards that kind of just like flutter all over. And then he like starts trying to and he starts trying to pick them up.
Lawrence, get a hold of yourself.
I'm sorry. I'm not used to customer complaints. Here, if you fill this out and then return it to me, I can make sure that it gets to the manager.
Do you have a pen that we could borrow?
And he like pats a bunch of pockets and then finally comes up with one. Here you go.
Thank you. One of my buddies, Molly, is going to start writing several comment cards.
Okay.
Yeah, I will take a card as well and write a complaint that Karen was quite unruly, not a great customer experience, and I demand to speak with our manager. I'm pulling a Karen. Hand it back to Lawrence. Make sure that he gets this. They get this. Who is the manager?
Yeah. Well, the manager has stepped out for a little bit, but the assistant manager is in charge. I haven't met them yet, but it's all under control.
How long is he going to be gone?
I'm not sure. I don't know. Sorry. But I'll make sure. Don't worry. I'll make sure these cards get in there.
Does the big box do registries like for weddings?
Oh yeah, definitely. Are you? Oh, of course. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize you were getting married. That's so exciting. Wow.
Well, technically they're not getting married. I am getting married, says the four of them.
Not confusing at all.
Okay. Yeah, hold on. And Lawrence like runs away, and just kind of disappears.
What was that word that you said? Maybe that'll make him reappear like a genie.
Mention the divan.
All of your needs.
Nothing happens.
Well, shoot.
Filling out another complaint card. Poor customer service.
If you all would like to do something, let me know. But if not, about 5 minutes later, Lawrence comes running back around one of the corners. Sorry, it took me a second to find the form. Here, if you would like to register at the big box, we can make sure that you have all of your needs. We have all of your needs. Oh no, oh shit, I fucked it up. Oh god.
No, it's okay. You're doing
big box
great
for all your needs.
You're
and
doing
he hands
great.
You like a form,
You're doing great,
Okay.
sweetie.
like a 3-page form.
I'm gonna hand it to Jerry to look it over. Could you look this over?
Absolutely.
Give me a roll to assess reality.
Okay. That went great.
Oh boy.
6.
Ah.
Ooh, okay. One of my favorite parts of the moves. On a miss, you might reveal crucial information, or the GM might let you ask 2 questions, but give you some or all of the answers that are inaccurate. I'm going to do the second one because it's one of my favorites. So choose 2 questions, but some or all of the answers I give you are going to be wrong.
Okay.
Question, Quinn.
Sure.
When we fail, do we mark something?
No, one of the other differences in Absurdia, you gain experience by fulfilling your playbook agendas rather than from misses. So, sorry, no XP from failing.
That's okay. I just got to remember to be petty if we meet Karen again.
Oh, you can mark one for being petty with Karen already.
Cool. Sorry, Jonny.
Okay, I want to know... I want to know what here is not what it appears to be, if I could get that. And then I would want to know... I think could I reasonably figure out, are there any dangers here that I haven't noticed?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of terms and conditions here. There's a lot of signatures here. Remi would be committing to a lot here, but the terms, the prices of these goods, they're practically giving them away. I mean, she could get a lot more bang for her buck. Sorry, I assume, does the collective Remi use she, her pronouns?
Yes.
Okay. Yep. She could get her registry could go a long way if she signed on here. But it's a lot more paperwork than a registry normally is.
Okay. I want to then get all up in Lawrence's face and hold the page right in front of him and say, why don't you tell me what's really going on here?
Oh God, it's a registry. I haven't gotten married. Maybe I hope someday, but
these deals are unbelievable.
I know, right?
And as such, I do not believe them.
The employee discount is even better. Have you considered joining the big box?
No.
In fact, we have.
Oh. Would you like to fill out he pulls out from one of his pockets, he pulls out a crumpled application. Would you like to join the big box?
No, thank you. I am an avowed enemy of the big box.
Oh dear. Oh.
I do have some follow-up questions regarding that divan.
Yeah? Certainly.
Can I have it?
You can't have it. You could purchase it.
Do you accept stories?
No, we don't. Sorry, but there's an incredible discount if you join.
Well, then I'm afraid we're never going to come to an agreement here, Lawrence.
Oh, that's disappointing. I'm sorry.
How many employees?
Oh, go ahead. Nope, you go ahead. Mine's stupid.
How many people work at the big box, Lawrence?
I don't actually know, but I also think that's privilege and confidential information. So even if I knew, I probably shouldn't tell you.
But if we want to consider working here, we got to know the type of people that we're working with.
Oh, the big box employees are all they're all keen and peachy. I promise.
Keen, peachy. Those two words aren't really in my vocabulary.
What about swell?
Oh gosh. Okay. Lawrence.
Yes.
That assistant manager or the manager, how is that meeting coming?
Oh, I'm sorry, I can't actually get a meeting set up, but I'll be sure to take these comment cards.
Right.
I have a feeling I'm going to be asking this question quite a lot. Can I do something strange?
Yes, you can and should do something strange.
I would like to try to reach into the void / Lawrence's mind, and I would like to extract and view and peruse the memory of him getting hired.
Okay. This is your Void Archivist sort of signature redaction move, correct?
Yes, it is.
Do you want to read that for us?
I am skilled in extracting memories from a person's mind. For a willing individual, it's a simple process, painless, and takes just a few moments. But to seize a memory from an unwilling person, I roll plus chaos. 10 plus, I succeed and the target has no recollection. 7 to 9, things get messy. I have to choose 2 from a list of 3, which is frankly rude. Either the memory is incomplete or corrupted, the person will remember I did this, or there is an undesirable side effect. And on a miss, I am unable to secure the memory, and I must mark one reverie and prepare for retribution.
Yeah, by all means. I do regret to inform you that Lawrence is not a willing target. I know.
Would I be able to help with this? With his role?
How would you help exactly?
That's the question that always gets her.
Well, I have one idea, but last time I suggested it, Jonny got mad at me.
He's 16.
You very astutely gauged the age of Lawrence.
I would like the four of us to like surround him and just like be complimenting his clothes, offering him one of our flasks that is definitely filled with Bacardi rum, because we have a little red fanny pack that has alcohol, some other things, and like first aid kit. So.
Oh my God. Okay. Incredible. Sure. Mark an essence, and Jerry at Jeruselum, go ahead and roll 3d6 and discard the lowest.
That's very good. Thank you. Because that makes that a 12.
Nice.
Okay. Great. So on a 10 plus, you succeed and the target has no recollection of the event. So yeah, you were looking for the memory of him.
The circumstances of his joining the big box, yes.
I think we get a scene. I think the scene you see is like, I mean, it's first person. So
sure.
You see the town, you see your town. And I think we're towards the sort of edge of it, and we can see the big box in all of its, blocky cuboid glory. And it's closer than it has been for as long as anyone can remember. And in its wake, there's kind of just like a flat, like perfectly flat rectangular path, and nothing that was there before is there now. And we see through this person's eyes, through Lawrence's eyes, he sort of heads up to the big box. It's not clear why. And he steps inside. He meets Boxy, and he starts kind of perusing through the store, like heading through the store. And he talks to Karen for a little bit, and he actually reaches this room when another person in a big box uniform, a woman in her I think like late 40s, and they get to chatting, and she hands him an application form, and he checks yes. She hands him the polo, the big box polo, but as she hands it to him, it springs to life, and it kind of like snaps over his torso and like pulls over his head, and those buttons of flare kind of like erupt out from the his sort of like upper chest area, and then without a word, the two of them part, and he goes to start working on stocking this section. And then the memory fades away. Wait, did I drink? Did I black out?
No, you're just having a good time.
Oh, okay, good. Okay.
Let's just consider this like your 15-minute break.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Oh boy. I think Raven knows what Jerry was doing since they worked together, and she's like, anything good?
Well, the main thing that I want to communicate is that the shirt is kind of alive.
Interesting.
You see several pieces of Lawrence's flare, kind of like, I mean, for a lack of a better word, flare.
Yep.
Can I, they're like fancy buttons and such, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I try to pluck one of them off?
Sure. Is there a roll here?
Or maybe he just does it because Lawrence is distracted by 4 women.
Yeah.
Miah.
Lawrence isn't the problem.
Yeah,
These buttons have issues. I was going to say at the same time, Raven could I use the object empathy on this shirt and figure out what the deal is with this shirt? Or do I have to actually inspect it?
It's more, I think I'm gonna answer both questions at the same time, because I think this is a role to embrace chaos, Jeruselum, and Raven. Object empathy is primarily for non-sentient objects.
I see. And the shirt is alive.
Which answers a different question.
Never mind.
Sentient.
If you wanted to use it on the couch or the divan, perhaps. Or anything else here. But Jeruselum, go ahead and give me a roll to embrace chaos as you try to pluck one of these pieces of flare.
8.
Okay, you choose one and I choose one.
I'm going to quell the power's effects.
Interesting. To what end, or what do you think that looks like here?
So what I think I feel like the form that the shirt is in now, and as it was, just before it was given to Lawrence, it was just a shirt. And then I sort of saw it sort of come to life. I want it to either shift back to or remain in the like standby mode. Assuming this thing can do something, I want it to not be able to do something to me.
All right.
You can tell me I'm not allowed to do that.
No. There's one of the rules for Embrace Chaos is that I'm not allowed to basically choose anything that would negate your choice. And I was going to choose to fan its flames, so it's more how the alternative now. Yeah, I mean, I think you reach out to this shirt and you can feel the entropic power. I think as you do that, that piece of flare bites you, and you're going to take 1 harm.
Okay.
We'll keep it simple. But yeah, you feel the flow of the threads, the current of the fiber, and you're able to sort of manipulate the entropic energy in there. I will say briefly, not forever, but render it inert.
Okay.
In essence.
I think the thing bites me and I react as little as I possibly can and sort of turn to Raven and go, see?
Yikes.
Lawrence, who was sort of like, pretty loquaciously talking to Remi's 4 bodies, kind of just like goes slack-jawed.
Hey, buddy. Pat him on the cheek. You still there?
He must be a lightweight.
Lawrence. Well, he's 16.
Was Mama?
Don't call me Mom.
I don't want to go to school. I feel sick.
Oh, Lawrence. I think
I don't want to go to school.
kind of slap him a little harder. Wake up!
What? Oh. Where am I? What am I doing here?
At the big box. Do you not remember you had a job here?
What?
What's the last thing you remember, Lawrence?
Well, I was gonna I was headed to the big box. My friends dared me to go. We heard it was sort of moving into town, and they dared me to go inside. Yeah, I guess here I am.
So you don't remember anything from being inside here?
No.
Oh.
Why don't you just pop that shirt off and head on home?
Totally normal thing. Don't worry about it.
He looks down. He's like, huh. Okay. And he like takes it off and throws it to you. All right.
I want to hand it to Raven to put it somewhere safe.
I'll stash it in my suitcase. That is my Pandora's box for now.
All right. Cool.
You should go home.
Don't talk to anybody or put your hands on any screens, okay?
Okay. Bye.
And Lawrence,
Yes.
don't ever get a job.
Okay. Sounds good. Bye.
Then I want to like stand proudly as though I really helped out that young
I did
man.
a good thing.
Okay. You are now alone in the interior decor section. You having freed Lawrence from his
Certain death or worse.
His job.
Well,
Onward.
hopefully to the manager's office, but I assume we're going to make another pit stop because why not?
Well, there's the food court to visit, and I'm hungry.
Same.
Yeah. So where are you headed? What are you doing in this massive, sprawling interior decor section?
Can we still find the yellow brick road?
Yeah, you can. In fact, it stretches a long way. Are you just sort of following it through the section?
I think so, and doing my level best to ignore all of the myriad comfort devices and very clever storage receptacles. And I'm sure it's very nice here.
Yes, extremely. Okay, the 3 of you make your way through the interior decor section. You, I think, get most of the way through when you come across one thing that I feel like I should note, which is kind of like protruding at a very irregular angle, almost as though it like pushed through the floor, is a small store. It's sort of like existing at a series of 45-degree angles jutting up from the main floor of the big box. So you basically get like a corner of it. You can see the front door, also at sort of a weird 45-degree angle. And on the front, you can see the sign, which, Raven, again, you recognize because it is Jax's store. Jax being your friendly contact, your antiques dealer.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me a little bit about Jax's antique store.
Oh boy. So I think Jax and Raven have sort of the really good camaraderie. I think they trade objects quite frequently. But, I feel like he's got a lot of stuff that probably, like, to normal people just seems like mundane, but in Absurdia, it probably, I would imagine, has like some strange, absurd qualities to it. Like,
Yes.
have you seen those like image generators, like for like Dolly? I imagine it's like Dolly Antiques.
Oh boy.
It's just
Incredible.
like slightly, it's not right, but they do some pretty interesting things.
Incredible. I think the whole store has like a slightly like Dadaist aesthetic to it then.
Yep.
Which is an even starker, the weird angle of the building alone would be enough to draw your attention, but the stark contrast in aesthetic is also makes this stand out pretty significantly.
Mm-hmm.
So you spot that. You can also see from where you are, having come to Jax's Antiques, you can also see the yellow pathway. It splits in a handful of ways.
Okay.
One that heads to toys, one that heads to appliances, and one that heads to grocery.
Is this building also tilted for you guys? I'm not that drunk yet.
Yeah, no, this is Jax's place. I didn't think he had a shop here at the big box. Jax, you in?
Is this how you normally greet Jax? Just like shouting outside of...
Yeah.
I think it takes a few minutes, but the door swings open and Jax... What's Jax's vibe?
About like 1 to 10.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
Miah.
Super hot.
Easy.
No,
Sweet.
I do think he's probably a cutie. I definitely get the vibe, like he probably is, was a punk, as a kid in school. I think he and Raven actually probably go back a bit. And we're both like the ones like playing pranks a lot when they were growing up, maybe stealing some things, doing some shoplifting when they were kids. They're a little older now, but I still think he maintains a little bit of that edge. Has a little bit of a soft spot for me since we go back so long, but otherwise he's kind of a little bit of that snake oil salesman vibe too for most folks.
Got it. So the door swings open and we see Jax poke his head out. He is also at a 45-degree angle.
Oh.
As he does so. And he pokes his head out and says, hey, what's going on? Hey.
Did you get a job here too?
Raven, hey, yeah. Hey, come on in, welcome.
Why? Jax, why did you get a job here?
I mean, the big box is really working to incorporate local small businesses into their wares, and I figured, what a great way to increase my sales and production. Yeah, I've been working like nonstop to keep up with demand.
Oh, what sorts of demands are there?
Oh, like constant. With the employee discount, like people are here every day.
And have you, has there been an increase in a lot of new employees lately?
It seems like it, yeah. Hey, who are you? Welcome, hey.
Oh, yeah.
Who are you all?
These are my friends.
Hey, what's going on? Do you need any antiques or anything?
That's not really what our vibe is. Antiques are kind of old, dated, out of fashion.
I've got some very, very stylish stuff, I promise.
What do you have in the way of books?
Lots. Can I interest you, man?
Likely. Is he wearing a shirt? Is he wearing a uniform?
I think you can see what's Jax's usual attire?
Oh, I feel like it's gotta be like leather jackets, that kind of vibe. It's a bad boy.
Okay, he's a bad boy. I think he's wearing a bandana, and you can see it's actually like cut piece of a big box polo that he's like got tied around.
Being precisely as rebellious as the employee handbook will allow.
Yeah, so Jax is just kind of like hanging out his doorway.
Are most of the things that he has in here just typical objects in this antique store? These aren't like curios, right?
You tell me.
I think he maybe has some things that are curio-esque, but I think they're mostly just like nicer antique objects that we're not sure where they come from.
Okay.
I would love to try to use my object empathy on one of these just plain ass items.
Okay.
At last.
Finally.
Okay, so you're heading inside?
Yes, for sure. I think I would head inside.
Cool. Yeah, as soon as you step in, you know that feeling of when like you're asleep but you wake up because you feel like you're falling?
Okay, yes.
You get that, and you specifically you fall exactly 45 degrees and then catch yourself as your gravity realigns with the gravity of Jax's antique store.
This is odd.
Inside, what object do you use your object empathy on?
I think she's got a thing for like clocks, so I'm wondering if there's like an old antique like clock in there.
Definitely, yeah.
And I would love to use object empathy, which looks like I have to roll plus chaos to figure out some stuff. What's going on with the shop and Jax?
Yeah.
All right, that is a 9, so I get to ask one question.
Okay.
So I can ask, where does this object belong? What secrets or mysteries has this object been privy to? What strong emotions were near this object most recently? And what entropic energies are imbued in this object? I think I want to ask, what secrets or mysteries has this object been privy to?
How does your object empathy work?
So,
like, do you get vibes? Do you get visions? What is this? How do you perceive these?
I like the idea that it is like visions, kind of like seeing it, rewinding time almost to see that moment in time. Okay.
I think you get a vision of this clock, like where it is located, and you see Jax, and his back is to you, the clock, and you see out the window, and you see this growing shadow, and it just kind of keeps getting like darker and darker, and I think the last thing you see in this vision is a giant cube like falling down on Jax's store, and then the vision goes like dissipates, fades.
The heck? Okay. Of a giant cube, or some may say a big box.
One might say. One might say.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I think Raven's like kind of cracks her neck. Jax.
Yeah, what's
how
up?
How long has this store been here?
Hey.
You doing good, buddy?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Sales are through the roof. Like my store or the big box? Or...
When did you come here? How long have you been in the big box store?
I'm not sure. Feels like it's been a little while.
Right. Do you recall seeing a big shadowy figure and then a big cube crashing into your store? Does that ring any bells?
No, it doesn't ring a bell, man.
Right. Well, and I think Raven looks to you two and is like, a big cube crashed onto this shop, and he doesn't seem to have any recollection of it, but I suspect it is the cause of a lot of the issues that are happening around this place.
Remi and Jeruselum, did you step into the shop, or are you outside of it?
We're still outside of it.
Last time I went into a thing.
My friends are right behind me. Never mind, they're not.
No, the four of us have been slowly inching towards the grocery department. Just like a little kid that's just like, slowly inching towards like the thing that they like want. But yeah, I'm not going in there.
Jerry, what are you doing? Jeruselum.
The thing I'm trying to do is investigate the barrier between this store and Jax's and see, like, how can I understand the nature of their combination?
Okay. Why don't both of you give me a roll to assess reality?
Both of who?
Remi and Jeruselum.
Well, praise the Lord. That's an 8.
Does it matter that I'm not actively paying attention
for
to
two
Jax?
different reasons.
Okay,
You're doing something. Yeah, you are not helping me.
I was gonna say I might be trying to pull a refresh by ignoring that problem and do something else. What am I rolling?
Assess reality plus wits.
Cool. That's a 5.
Okay. Let's go with Jeruselum first. You have 1 hold.
I'll say what here is useful or valuable to me. And what I'm hoping for is... Well, I don't know what I'm hoping for. I'm wondering about ways to reverse this, but I don't know if I'll be able to find that. So what here is useful or valuable?
And you're specifically inspecting Jack's Antiques and its sort of intersection.
The entrance and any of the barriers between this space and that one, anything that's at that odd 45-degree angle, I want to figure out what's its deal.
Yeah, Jeruselum, I hate to say it, but precious little is useful or valuable to you on the exterior of this shop. I mean, it looks like it was just taken in to a certain extent and then almost like it phased through and then whatever was in the big box just got taken into it and now is resealed.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that is what I thought.
Remi.
Yeah.
Your 4 forms are inching slowly. Are you I'm picturing this Homer Simpson style, you're kind of backing towards grocery. Is that accurate, or are you making your way slowly that direction, looking over your shoulder?
It's more of if you see a group of people and they're just if they're at a bar and they're talking, but they slowly are just moving knowingly but unknowingly away. I don't know if that answers your question.
As though they're just milling around and looking at stuff, but all the stuff that they keep being interested in all happens to be over there.
Yeah, if you ever go into Target, my fiance and I do, and we slowly make our way to every single department until we get to the electronics, which is where exactly he wants to go. We're just, looking at this chair, looking at that couch, and oh, groceries.
I think your 4 forms are so busy trying to appear inconspicuous and you're not secretly moving, that you fail to realize that there are more than 4 forms around you. And in fact, sort of intercepting you on the way to grocery are a half dozen middle-aged women.
Oh, God.
They are all wearing big box aprons over 50s style sort of dresses. And they have a lot of flair, but they also have a piece of flair that says the Sunset Valley HOA Big Box Employee Work Group.
Oh my God.
And you're a member of Community, aren't you? That's your faction?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you recognize a fellow Zeitgeist when you see one. And specifically, the Sunset Valley HOA, which is now adorned in big box attire. And all of them are holding large meat cleavers.
Don't like that.
And in unison, they all say, "What happened to Lawrence?"
Oh, I'm sorry. Who?
Hey everyone, John, Lauren, and Miah here. Thanks for joining us on our Off the Books Absurdia one-shot with Quinn from Monster Hour. A few quick announcements before we go back to the big box. The episode following this one will be back to our regular...
Changed octaves.
The episode following this one will be back to our regularly scheduled story with our beloved cover story hunters.
Well, that was a thing. Thank you to all of our listeners for helping to spread the word about our show. Whether it's leaving us a rating and review on Apple Podcast or Spotify, engaging with us on social media, coming to our AMAs or live listening parties, or recommending our show to one of your friends.
In addition to leaving us a rating and review, there are a few other ways that you can show your support. A reminder that we do have a merch store on Redbubble. If you guys want to check out our merch, get some character art on a fun t-shirt, get some stickers, magnets apparently. We've got all sorts of fun stuff.
Bit.
What were you doing?
You can get a blank head. I think Miah might have just died.
She forgot the other half of the word.
Oh my god, we're keeping this in. We're keeping it in.
I didn't realize that blanket was 2 syllables.
This is what happens when we try to record intermissions at 11:15 p.m.
But it makes for great content, right?
As Miah was saying, you can get a blanket. Center yourself, Lauren. In addition to our merch store, we also have a coffee page. That's Kofi.
Coffee.
Yes, coffee, Ko-Fi. I don't know. If you like what we're doing, one way to show your support is to head to that page and you can buy us a coffee. Any funds that we receive will go towards new bonus content, equipment, and other quality of life improvements for the show.
I can finally buy the owl I've been wanting.
And we'll also freak out and appreciate you.
Yes, we will freak out and we will mention you on the show to say our thanks.
Not to bribe you or anything. If you want to connect with us, you can join our Discord server. We have live AMAs, listening parties. Sometimes Lauren plays The Sims. Sometimes we play Overcooked together. Or I recently got into a panic-inducing game called Cook, Serve, Delicious. So if you'd like to watch us play that, or if you have any other recommendations, let us know.
I mean, I'm really digging Lawnmower Simulator, so if you guys want to see me cut some grass, let me know.
Okay. Sure, we'll get right on that.
That too. You can also find us on social media. We are on Twitter at Monster Playbook. We are also on Instagram and Facebook at Monsters Playbook, or email us at monstersplaybook@gmail.com. You can find all of those things and more in our Direct Me profile, which is linked in the episode show notes.
I'm still laughing at the fucking blank.
Blank it.
Our featured promo this week is for Bring Your Own Mech, an actual play Queer Lancer podcast. If you're not familiar with the Lancer RPG, it's a mud and lasers tabletop roleplay game centered on modular mechs and the pilots who crew them. In Bring Your Own Mech, at the outer edges of space, humanity scrapes together a living amongst the stars. The story follows 4 Lancers, talented pilots of mechanized chassis thrown together by circumstance and destiny and credits. Bring Your Own Mech releases episodes bi-weekly, though I heard they just wrapped up their first season. Congrats, guys! We've brought our own batteries, so we could bring you their trailer. Take a listen.
Passengers, remain calm and please stay in your seats. We are experiencing pirate activity.
Oh, there's just something happening. What? Them. Oh no.
At the outer edges of space, where union is but a whisper, humanity scrapes together a living amongst the stars. This is the story of 4 Lancers, talented pilots of mechanized chassis from all corners of the known universe, thrown together by circumstance and destiny, and credits. Follow Matcha, Moxie, Roadkill, and Silver, led by me, Reed, your game master, through the Lancer system, a mud and laser style anime mecha RPG. I hope they brought some printers with them, because this is Bring Your Own Mech, an actual play Lancer podcast, and batteries are not included. Follow my heading, and I'll see you there.
You can find out more about Bring Your Own Mech on Twitter at OwnMech, or check out their link tree in this episode's show notes. And be sure to listen to them wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Now that we've fulfilled all your needs...
John, you took my line. Now that we've fulfilled all your needs, let's see if the food court serves alcohol.
I bet they do.
Yeah.
I need a fucking drink. It's my party and I'll cry if I want to. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Woo! All right, let's get to this episode.
I crashed into a wall and I don't care.
Oh,
I love it.
3 very different songs.
Lawrence, our employee in this section.
Ah, Lawrence. You know, the last time that we saw him, we asked him for information on registering here. You know, one of us is getting married and we're just having a great time and celebrating. Could you point us towards like the wine section?
They all have a horribly forced smile on, and go ahead and give me a roll to hoodwink. When you lie, mislead, or trick someone to achieve your ends, roll plus cheek. On a 10+, they are fooled, at least for the time being. On a 7 to 9, your ploy works, but the GM will introduce a complication or consequence.
That's gonna be a 5.
On a miss, you might find yourself caught, trapped, or otherwise in hot water. I think you're talking, they outnumber you, which is a weird position for you as a Zeitgeist to be in. And I think because they outnumber you, you don't realize that they are encircling you. And so as you're having this conversation, you find yourself encircled by these 6 members of the Sunset Community HOA. And you are now fully trapped. And they say, "We saw you on the CCTV. What do you have to say for yourself?"
We're just looking for a great time and some free drinking.
In unison, all 6 of them raise the meat cleavers. Smash cut 2. Raven and Jeruselum.
Okay, I want to do something weird.
Please do something weird. I am begging you.
So I have the shirt from Lawrence in my suitcase.
Yes, you do.
I'm wondering if I could try to tap into this power, whatever it is, and maybe try to. I'm wondering if I could tap into it if I put the shirt over Jax when he already has a bandana on, if it wouldn't like fritz it somehow. And I'm wondering if I could try to do something with that.
Give me a roll to embrace chaos.
Okay.
Let's fuck around and find out.
That is precisely what that is.
Can I swear on your show?
Yes. I swear all
Okay.
the time.
Let's fuck around and find out.
It's an adventure podcast for grown-ups.
Good.
It contains strong language.
That is my preferred approach.
So I rolled a 10 to embrace chaos.
Hey, good for you. Yeah, so on a 10+, choose 2 options.
Could I subvert this power to achieve your ends for one of my holds?
Sure.
And maybe gain a clear understanding of the power's source, effects, and motives.
Okay. Is this like just the effect or the knowledge that you glean of like putting 2 shirts on Jax at once?
Or like what like is the power of this shirt, like where it comes from, if that's possible. Otherwise, yeah, that other option's fine too.
I'm just trying to think of like how you learn these, but yeah. So I think putting 2 shirts on increases the power, and some of that you're able to siphon away.
Mm-hmm.
And I think also you understand these shirts are part of the big box.
Yeah.
They are an apparatus of control for the employees, and it allows the big box to sort of, manifest and sort of take or possess more accurately human form. The shirts themselves don't have motives. They're
It's
tools, really.
Just a vessel for that possession. Okay.
The big box certainly seems to have some motives, which you can sort of intimate from the way it's behaving. The shirts themselves they act. They're a tool. I think as you put the second shirt on Jax, he turns to you and his eyes are kind of like bulging out a little bit.
Jax.
He grabs like a bunch, just like sweeping arm movement, grabs a bunch of objects, and he's like, "Hello, welcome to Jax's Antiques, a subsidiary of the big box. Can I help you find anything that you need?" And he like starts throwing items at you. He's like, "Do you need this? Do you need this?"
Oh, Jax, this was not what I was hoping for. Oh, buddy. So how does the subvert this power to achieve your ends? So you take +1 for it just on like the next roll or whatever?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Jackson, I think she like kind of is shaking him. Do you remember me at all? Do you remember getting a job here?
Normally this would be a sway, but I don't think there's any reaction at all. You're shaking him, and he just kind of like flops around like a pool noodle a little bit. And then he starts grabbing more items and just pushing them into your chest. Like, do you need this? Do you need this? Do you need this? We've got anything you need, man.
Oh, fuck, I broke him.
Oh, jeez, I'm gonna jump inside and be like, you didn't break him, you just promoted him.
I thought maybe I could I don't know, it would put him, I mean, yeah, it kind of worked, but I was trying to-
Just take his stupid shirt off.
Oh, okay, you don't have to tell me twice.
I'm going to do that, try to do that to help her do that as well.
You're helping?
Yes.
Okay, it's going to be another Embrace Chaos. Yeah, so Jeruselum, Mark 1 Essence, and Raven, go ahead and roll 3d6 and discard the lowest die.
That's an 11.
Okay, choose 2 again.
Embrace Chaos.
Y'all are crushing your Embrace Chaos rolls.
I think I want to quell the power's effects.
Yeah, probably.
Sure. What do you think I should do with the other one, Jerry?
If it was me, to try to wield this power's effect would be to try to sort of tap into the connection that it has with the big box. And what I would want is to if this is a sort of hive mind employee directory,
Yeah.
Control F manager.
That's a good idea. Yeah, let's do that. I'll do the first one to quell the effect, but also maybe do a Control F manager, briefly wield this power's effect.
Yeah, okay. You're able to get the shirt off, for starters.
Looking good, Jax.
Wielding this effect, I think you get a brief flash. This is going to be super weird and nerdy, but aspen trees and some other trees have their clonal trees, so they're all descended out from a root system. Mm-hmm. So you get a vision of this root system, basically. It doesn't exist in kind of 3-dimensional space.
Yeah.
So trying to describe it as such is a bit inapt, but you get I don't know if you can control F, but you get a brief sense of the big box's employee network, which is numbers probably in the hundreds. What you glean from this is there's no sign of the manager.
Oh, so the manager really is missing.
The assistant manager is in the manager's office. I would note this is based on the shirts specifically. I would just add that as a fan of your characters. Hey, Remi.
Yeah.
Give me a roll to fight for your life, please.
So I rolled a 7.
Okay, on a 7 and 9.
Wait, I lied. 5 for my life?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter much, but it's an 8.
On a 7 to 9, you and your opponent inflict harm on each other as established. What's your weapon?
A taser.
Oh, your keychain taser. Is it just one that you're passing between the group? Okay.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess I would leave that up to you. I mean, I imagine that for a bachelorette party, almost one of the party favors is one of those keychain tasers. And I feel like it's safer for each of us to have one because, we might get split up when we're out, partying and drinking. And if a strange man approaches you, you just got to tase him.
Yeah. I think you have a few. What's the harm on that?
1.
Okay.
And it's close, if that matters.
Yeah, so what we see as the audience is a brawl erupt, basically, where it's Remi's bachelorette party against the Sunset Community HOA, and it's just a fucking melee.
It is. I imagine it as a cat fight. We're definitely pulling hair. Some of us taking off our shoes and maybe hit them in the knees because they're elderly.
So it's really funny, but also they have meat cleavers, so it also breaks real bad, and you're gonna take 2 harm area. Which means you are going to take, specifically because there are 6 of them.
Yeah.
So 2 of your bodies are going to be incapacitated.
Oof.
Not dead, but they're going down.
Okay.
You also drop 2 members of the HOA, 2 Stepford wives.
Okay. So how should I mark that here? Do I have 2 harm or it'd be 2 harm.
So it's 2 harm.
It's 2 bodies.
Normally, the Zeitgeist can't suffer more than 1 harm unless it's a spread or area.
Yeah.
And this is area because it is another. It's an HOA fighting me.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
But you drop 2 of them as well. Which bodies go down?
Molly.
No.
Definitely. I think Josie is one of them. Sorry, no. Jerry. Okay, I have 2 thoughts, and you can tell me which one is most possible. What is the possibility of one of my bodies getting away? I'm guessing it's low since there's 6 of them.
Yeah, I mean, you could try. I think this is a brawl. Normally, you need some kind of special opening for save your skin, but I think because you inhabit multiple bodies, that kind of is in itself an opening. So if you wanted to try, you could make a save your skin roll.
Because the other thing that I thought of, which might be a little bit more interesting, is trying to use my cult of personality move.
Ooh.
Where when I want to rally a group, I can mark 2 harmony to automatically succeed. As if you roll 10+. When you do this, you automatically get all 4 options rather than picking just 3. You can also see through the group's eyes for the duration of the activity.
Up to you.
Okay, I kind of want to try that. I think that Lillian is gonna try and throw up an arm from one of the meat cleavers and just like, wait. You know, I am really shocked that the Sunset community would let this store look so atrocious. I mean, did you see that garish store that is leaning completely sideways in the middle of that aisle? I thought everything was supposed to look perfect. I mean, such poor management.
Several of the members of the HOA kind of look away, like worried and concerned.
And I think that it'll give... Oh, shoot. Who did I say died?
To be clear, they haven't died. They've been incapacitated.
True. But so I guess with trying to do this cult of personality, would I be able instead to kind of sort of stick them on Jack's shop?
Cult of personality, you basically expand your Zeitgeist temporarily.
Okay.
Yeah, you could... and it functions through the rally move. So... Rally is a faction move. So when you incite members of a faction to act, roll with that faction. So normally you'd roll with your community rating. So on a hit, they follow the general spirit of your requests, and you owe them a debt. On a 10+, you get to choose 3 options from the list below, but you get to choose 4 here because of your playbook move. It basically means that they will more or less do what you tell them to do for the remainder of this scene. So if you want to sick them on Jax's shop, you can do that. Do the members of the HOA kind of temporarily adopt the mannerisms of a bachelorette party?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like they drop their cleavers. You said they were wearing aprons, right?
Yeah, aprons over old school 50s dresses.
They for sure take off the aprons. Is the apron their uniform at the big box store? Okay, could I compel them or get them to take those off?
Yeah, sure, why not?
I think that as a group, maybe have 2 of them pick up my 2 other bridesmaids and let's make our way back to Jax's.
Okay. So 2 of the members of the HOA are carrying 2 of your bodies.
Yeah.
Slumped unconscious.
Could one of them say something like, "Oh my God, party foul"?
Oh my God, party foul.
I honestly think that it's 4 of the HOA members carrying the 2, one on either arm and almost dragging her like she's drunk.
Okay, incredible.
And Lillian will run ahead to Jax's and I think knock on the door, not go inside, and just Raven, Jeruselum, we got some exciting stuff happening out here.
At a 45-degree angle staring out the door, you can see a hot, bloody mess of a party.
Oh, boy. That's...
exciting.
Mm-hmm. What did you touch now?
We're with us.
You've collected the Stepford wives. Nice.
I did not touch anything. They originally were looking for Lawrence, and I told them that we didn't have anything to do with it, but then they saw us on the cameras. So, yeah.
Wonderful. Quick question, Quinn. How is Jax doing?
Jax is kind of back to baseline big box employee.
Back to factory settings.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think he's looking with some concern at this scene.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. I kind of feel like I want Raven, upon hearing that, would be like, oh, well, we wouldn't want that. Oh, Jax, you got something right here. And she's going to go to like, as if he has like a smudge on his head and then just try to take off the bandana.
Okay. This feels like a hoodwink to me.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. 7.
Okay. On a 7 to 9, your ploy works, but I will introduce a complication or consequence. Oh, I mean, I feel like the only one that could possibly happen is that this gets tangled around your wrist.
Oh, cool.
And as it does so, cinches up pretty tight and ties itself in a knot.
Ah, shit.
And immediately you feel a desire to buy things, sell things, make things.
This is just normal. It's just what I normally want to do.
Yeah, so the bandana is now like tied itself around your wrist.
Wonderful.
And Jax is looking like slack-jawed, just kind of like dazed and confused. Jeruselum, what are you up to right now?
I think if I'm near enough by to see that happen, I will go, I need you to show me the fanciest knife you have.
To Jax?
To Jax.
Give me a roll to sway.
All right.
When you offer an NPC a convincing reason to do something, in this case, it's convincing because Jax has no idea what the fuck is going on.
Yep.
Roll plus cheek.
Well, that could have been worse.
Yes.
It's a 7.
Hey, on a 7 to 9, they'll do it, but I will choose an option from the list below. They want more than what you're offering. They demand payment up front. They have a better idea for achieving your goal. Or they stall and dither for a while. I think when you initiate this customer interaction, suddenly Jax like snaps to. He's like, hey, yeah, welcome to Jax Antiques. You're looking for a big knife, you say? The sharpest knife I've got? Sounds good. What are you willing to trade for it, man?
Let's see. I have Running with the Bulls of Pamplona. I have whole stacks of skydiving. I have winning sword fights, losing sword fights. I have what's something you always wish you had done?
Are these books?
Oh, my friend. They're so much more complete than books. Though I do have books. The having read of books.
Wait, man, do you work at the archive?
Technically.
Oh, yeah. We can do business.
Awesome.
He wants... I'm going to throw it to Raven, actually. What memory does Jax want?
I feel like it would be very similar to what Raven would want. Anything that has like information on like where like they could find powerful artifacts or something like that that would be useful for selling purposes.
Yeah. So Jax kind of pushes his chin out a little bit and he gets a little bit jaunty. He's like, you see all this, man? Show me where I can find more of this and I'll give you the baddest knife I got.
All right, I'll pull down my hologram sunglasses and dig around for it. So I took the move the deep stacks. You may gather information by looking into memories at the archive instead of hitting the streets. Am I doing something like that to do this? Or am I just embracing chaos to find and deliver this memory?
Yeah, actually, I hadn't considered making this a roll. Why don't you roll deep stacks?
8.
Okay. Deep Stacks gives you gather information. We're playing a little bit of Calvin Ball with the rules here. Yeah, so I think you're able to conjure some useful memories, and you sort of impart them to Jax using your Void Quill. It's a pretty eerie looking process, I think, for everybody else involved. I think afterwards, Jax kind of looks at you and says, okay, all right. And he goes behind the counter. It's like a sort of like an antique display case. And he pulls out a big knife. What did you want the big knife for?
I want to use it to cut off the bandana from Raven's wrist.
Okay.
Don't miss.
I know. Also, how dare you?
How's it feel, Jonny?
You've got a big knife. The stats are 1 harm, hand, entropic, because it is cursed as hell.
Great. Raven turns to all of the Stepford wives and is like, welcome. Would you like something to buy?
Oh, no, actually, we work here. Can we interest you in something to buy? Actually, perhaps we could go shopping together?
Oh, I hadn't thought of that. Yes, I love purchasing things. What sorts of things can we find?
Oh, we can find anything that you need. Would you care for a new outfit? Would you enjoy some? And I think they get about that far, aka Quinn got about that far before I remembered that Remi is in control of them, and they kind of snap back to Bachelorette.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And they're like, what about some champagne?
Oh my god, we gotta get you a different outfit. That is not party ready.
Party. Oh, we should get some party favors. I know a great place we can go.
I want to stomp back to Raven and then try to do that thing. You know, when you get you come home from the bar and you had the wristband to get in and you want to take it off and you don't care very much and you just use a steak knife or something. Or
oh my god,
slide the knife between wrist and bandana and just go, Raven, you are fired, and try to cut it off.
Yeah, face fear. When you do something risky in the face of fear or danger, roll plus pluck.
Oh boy.
Oh yay.
Can you push yourself or whatever?
No, you have to do that beforehand.
Oh shit.
It is a 5.
Yikes. On a miss, everything goes to hell.
That's how cursed this knife is.
I think you try to cut through the bandana, and the bandana almost seems to have adapted to being cut, having been cut before. The blade passes through the fibers, and you can feel some shearing, but then it just seems to knit back together. Meanwhile, you cut Raven's arm for 1 harm. And as you do that, you also feel a cut on your arm, like a pretty deep cut, as this cursed knife also returns the cut to you.
Oh,
so
boy.
both of you mark 1 harm.
Would you allow Remi to step in, or at least one of the bodies of Remi to step in?
And do what?
I would love to send one of the HOA community members into the store, and out of her mouth is Remi's voice. Clearly, you have never been to Coachella before, and she's going to take Raven's 2 hands, or at least the 1 hand, and then with the other one try to slide it onto the HOA community member's arm.
Okay. I think this is one that kind of falls a little bit in between the cracks here. So I'm going to use face fear as kind of the catch-all.
That is a 13.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah. This the bandana slides off of Raven's wrist and onto the wrist of the HOA Sunset Community HOA member.
Oh, lovely. Hey, you cut me.
I don't know about you, Quinn. I know you said that I would have control over these HOA members for a period of time. I feel like with installing this big box uniform back onto one of them, I maybe lose my connection with that one.
I don't think you lose your connection with that one specifically, but I think you feel your overall connection being challenged.
Cool. Okay.
Usually this effect lasts until the end of the scene. Depending on how long the scene goes, I might challenge your authority as the big box.
Well, and I think we might want to move on to try to find that office. Apparently the assistant manager is in, but the manager is missing. Is that what we've gathered, Jerry?
Yes.
Maybe we can get these HOA members to show us to the assistant manager?
Yes, would you be a dear?
Would you be a series of deers?
Would you be dear? Doe. I don't.
Would you be Doe? I think, Remi, you hear your own voice in another person's body, but not you saying it. Well, we could take any of these routes. Appliances, toys, and grocery all have escalators that lead up to the food court.
My vote is to go to the grocery, but
I don't recommend going to toys. All of the wayward children are there. Grocery is a bit overrun at this point, but, if you like produce, there's a lot more employees like me in the appliances section. So that could be the safest route.
Permit me to disagree.
Could we get a wonderful tour of the grocery department? I mean, I'm sure everything is all spick and span by HOA community guidelines.
Oh, well, unfortunately, we haven't had a chance to tidy up in groceries, so no promises, but happy to take you just that way.
Why do you want to go to the grocery store anyway?
Because that's where the champagne and orange juice is, of course.
I see.
Mimosas!
The party don't stop till I get married.
Woo!
Well, okay, Sonia, I'm naming this community member.
Sunset Sonia.
What happens if, say, we avoid toys, maybe avoid groceries, and go through appliances? Smooth sailing?
Should be easy peasy. All of our fellow employees are there.
Where has less employees? Groceries or appliances?
There currently aren't any employees in grocery.
What's overrun then?
Oh, just some of the produce.
Is that why you were carrying cleavers?
No, those are for you.
Well, that was just rude. That's not the kind of party I wanted.
I'm assuming you're like allowing some level of like response in this. Otherwise, you'd literally just be talking to yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. But like all everybody else hears is my own voice going back and forth. Well, what do you two think? And looking to Raven and Jerry, where do we want to take this party?
Well, if the other employees are going to react like these ones did, then perhaps it is better to go into grocery after all. Although a little concerned about what the produce will do.
I'm more afraid of the children than the produce.
I agree.
Jax is like, I'm coming with you.
Oh, good.
I'm not staying stuck in this store any longer.
Raven will like link an arm through his. So let's head to the grocery store then.
Yes, please.
Okay. Well, like, sort of half climb out of the antique shop.
Y'all stumble out, and all of your gravity readjusts.
2 questions. One, could we have the 6 HOA members on like the outside, like 3 and 3, and then the rest of us in the middle, like human shields?
So here's what I will say. As you approach the grocery, you can feel your control waning because this is the end of the scene. As a fan of your characters, I might suggest ditching your compatriots before you reach grocery. Otherwise, you're gonna lose them.
Okay, I do have 2 more follow-up questions.
Of course.
1, I have 2 bodies that are down. Is there any way that I could heal them? I know in like my personal gear, I don't know, I sort of took the fun leeway of giving myself a hangover kit, which is an AKA first aid kit.
So healing in Absurdia, if you take some time to sort of like rest and bandage your injuries once per disturbance, which is like the sort of equivalent of a mystery, you can heal 1 harm. That's pretty much it by way of healing. So if you all wanted to hang for a little bit in Jax's Antiques and sort of just like,
recoup.
Kick it, recoup, convalesce, you can heal 1 harm.
Okay. Yeah, if anything, I would like to bring Josie back because, her uncle is here.
Told you that party was going to be too much for you.
I'm sorry, Jerry, but you're, never mind. Would it be safe for us to leave Molly in Jack's store? Like, do you think it's just gonna poof back? Is it like a time traveling machine?
His store?
I wouldn't recommend it. This place is a wretched hive of scum and villainy.
And commerce.
A wretched hive of commerce and capitalism.
I think Raven's like, well, I have an idea. It's a little untested, but could maybe work for the time being.
Sounds fun.
I could put her in my suitcase.
Yes, please. I love it. Listeners, I'm nodding vigorously.
I can put anything in there.
I mean, I guess she has been into worse.
Oh, don't know. I don't want to ask any follow-up questions. I'm going to... but I think she opens up her briefcase, and I think it's one of those like old leather type briefcases with really fancy, nice clasps.
Mm-hmm.
Opens it up, and just like, okay, we just have to shove her in. Just go.
I'll dump her in.
Yep. Oh, there we go, Molly. Close it back up.
Stuff, and it's like overstuffed, and then the moment the clasp hits, it's just
just one more time. One more time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'll spend some time resting, treating your various injuries. I think Jax has some medical supplies. And you're not back to 100%, but all of you can heal 1 harm.
Is it possible for me to regain control over the HOA by having everybody do shots?
Only if you use your move again. But I think that would exhaust your essence track if I've been keeping track right. I have you at 4 of 6 right now.
Okay. Yeah, I know I trust you, but so I have 2 more boxes left then. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you'd be 1 before a fracture.
But I think your Cult of Personality move uses 2. So.
Oh.
There we go.
That's why I didn't mark it right. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So you could use it again, but you would get a fracture.
So weird question.
Sure.
What's a fracture?
Oh, I'm so happy you asked. So when you gain a fracture, fractures are essentially lasting effects of the town's strangeness and surreality on your character. They are more or less permanent, and if you gain 4 fractures, you are too shattered to keep dealing with the town, and like you choose what's called an end of the line option.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever you gain a fracture, you assign it to one of your basic moves, and from then on you make a fractured roll. If you succeed on a fractured roll, you mark essence as you sort of push through that difficulty and trauma. When you fail on a fractured roll, you mark experience, like a sort of traditional Monster of the Week, other Powered by the Apocalypse games.
Gotcha.
The more you gain fractures, the more often you're likely to burn essence.
You are, kind of.
Yeah, the more doomed you become in the parlance of Monster of the Week.
Okay, so I'm sorry. So if I gain a fracture and then mark it for one of my moves, and I roll that and I succeed that, then what happens?
You mark essence. So anytime you succeed on a fractured roll, you mark essence. Fractures are more of a consequence in a longer term campaign, but they could impact here as well.
So if I have a full essence and then thus get a fracture,
does it go back to 0?
It does, yeah.
Okay.
Typically, you also drop out of the remainder of the scene. Either you fall unconscious or
So maybe counterintuitive to what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
Can we? Was it Jax?
Hey, what's up?
So we would love to put these HOA members into your store. Could we do that?
If you tie them up first to make sure they don't wreck shit.
I can do the first, but I can't promise the last.
It'll mess with the big box, so yeah, I'm down.
Cool. Do you have any rope?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, my guy.
He fishes out 50 feet of rope. a D&D standard 50 feet of rope.
Got this from a D&D shop that went out of business.
You know what? He pulls out a player's handbook, opens it, and from the pages just pulls out 50 feet of rope.
Hell yeah.
Let's see, I got 50 feet, I got a 10-foot pole in here, I got some...
Yeah.
That's what a python is.
Wow, that's really
Rations. Cool. Yeah, man. This is one of my faves.
And to be clear, she's being completely sarcastic about that.
Yeah, Jax doesn't get it.
He's not the smartest, but he's pretty.
Jax flips his hair.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh boy.
Anyway.
We dump them in there.
You stay.
Yeah, so you have contained the HOA threat within Jax's Antiques.
Now we face food poisoning.
Yes. Whenever this produce says salmonella, look out.
So you all of Remi's bodies, Raven, Jeruselum, Jax, we got 2 R's and 2 J's now. This is perfect. This is my absolute nightmare as a GM. You all head to grocery. You follow the yellow brick line, the solid yellow line.
Is there a grocery cart?
Yes, there are. Since you asked, in fact, there are several grocery carts. I think most of them are strewn and knocked over and strewn about. As you enter into grocery and are greeted by a lush, verdant, bordering on tropical, like jungle, rainforest, forest
this was
area.
the jungle I saw. Okay. Oh, I see.
You can see stands that are like overgrown with moss and mold and ferns, but also like, grapes and strawberries and like different sort of produce. You can see there are lines of shelves and, refrigerator units, all of which are like overturned or overflowing with verdancy. And it's a pretty green scene as you enter into the grocery.
This is making me crave a pina colada.
Eat nothing, drink nothing.
Jax drops an orange. Man, I'm so hungry.
I push the cart out into the wilderness.
It's like a Viking, like fire. Just, bye.
Boom.
I mean, we come to the big box store. Why don't we get anything? He almost bought a couch.
I got a tablet. We're not all living empty-handed.
I think I'll say by way of explanation / apology to Jax, she's going to steal it. Don't worry.
Okay. Cool.
She's just stealing. It's fine.
Okay, good. Stealing is cool. Do steal, kids. Listen to Jax. Steal shit.
Steal shit. Be cool.
Steal shit. Be cool.
There's a sign in Jax's Antiques that says that.
Hi, I'm Jeruselum Feedback from the episode you just watched. I'm sure you noticed the hidden lesson that we just displayed. And that's right. Steal. The more you know.
So, we just need to get through here, and then it's up the escalator to the manager's office. And I've got some choice words.
Technically, it's the food court, but I guess the manager's office is in the food court?
Presumably.
So could I get food there? Or else we're gonna get real hangry.
Oh, if we can get to the food court, eat your heart out, girl.
Oh my god. I'm gonna get sushi. I'm gonna get ice cream. Do you think that they have a bar there?
Maybe. Apparently they have all your needs. So, could be.
Behind you, no.
Oh, god damn it, Raven.
No, not again. Well, not in grocery.
Yeah, not in grocery. There's no people here. Okay. Don't touch the produce. Is the path still noticeable? The golden line
brick road
that's going? Yeah.
Yeah, it leads into the jungle.
Okay.
Let's see.
I mean, I feel like if we don't follow the path, we're going to get lost.
Can I?
Mm-hmm.
Does this look like the kind of jungle that, say, an expert explorer may have been able to chart or navigate through successfully?
Could be.
Like, this is the kind of thing that I could, cross-reference? Like, there might be some...
Yeah. Uh-huh. It sure looks like it might be. Do you want to tell listeners what cross-reference is?
I sure do. I have the ability to cross-reference. I can mark one reverie, which is my essence, and call forth from the archive the memory of a technique or skill that I myself do not possess. If I leverage this knowledge to address a problem or obstacle, I can roll plus wits instead of whatever else I would be rolling.
Okay.
So I'm going to mark that reverie and try to pull the knowledge of, jungle explorers and knowing, being able to follow tracks through things and see beyond, and honestly, clear away brush to try to find more tracks of the yellow paint road.
I think I do apologize. I do think this is assess reality, which is plus wits anyway.
That's fine.
But I take a +1 because you use your cross reference.
All right.
Nice.
Well, that's just fine. That makes that a 13.
Hell yeah.
Okay. On a 10 plus, hold 2.
Okay. And I do think because I am doing this, I will involuntarily be talking like a pith helmeted colonialist.
Incredible. I love it. I love it.
What's my best route is the first one. And then I want to know, I guess what here is not what it appears to be.
Yeah. Okay. So, and I assume everyone's following Jeruselum.
Mm-hmm.
To the best of our ability.
Okay.
Stay close, lads and gents.
Oh, boy.
So, you are able to navigate around through, chopping off bits of some of this overgrowth to follow the solid isometric line. So that's your best route.
Okay.
What here is not what it appears to be? Is that your other one?
Yeah.
As you're navigating, you notice that when some of these plants get sort of hewn or shorn back, they react in a decidedly sentient way in that they retract and sort of roll back. I think as you're moving through a section, like one of the refrigerated sections, nothing is working. Like there's no refrigeration.
Sure.
But you sort of move through and you can see in the dense growth a figure move. When you notice that, you start to notice that along the periphery there are a number of, not human-sized, like a fair bit smaller, probably like a foot to 2 feet, but there are quite a few figures moving in the shadows or at the edges of your vision.
I'm going to hold up a hand to tell everybody to stop. And I'm going to sort of go down on one knee to get closer to their level and be like,
oh, great. He's trying on one of his personas again.
I see you lot have made yourself quite at home. What I want to do is try to entreat with these things and talk to whatever moving about thing, because I know they aren't employees and they are somehow in control of this whole zone. So they've clearly managed to get one over on the big box people.
Okay.
And I'm snapping out of the explorer memory space.
I think we're going to use a faction move here.
Okay.
We're going to use rally again.
Okay.
When you incite members of a faction to act, roll with that faction. You don't know exactly what you're dealing with here, but above the table, go ahead and roll plus entropy. So use your faction reputation with entropy.
Okay. That's bad.
It's bad. It's bad.
That was a 6.
Oh.
Okay.
Cool.
On a miss, you either tarnish your reputation, so you lose 1 reputation with entropy, or the group wildly or willfully misinterprets what you wanted.
Do I get to choose which one?
Yes.
Do I get to pick wildly or willfully?
No, I get to pick that one.
Okay, I think the second one. They miss it.
Here's the tip. It's usually both.
Yeah. It's wild. It's willful. We love it.
Yeah. So you sort of get down to the ground and you're just kind of calling out to these figures. And I think as you do, you are struck in the shoulder by a spear that is made from a carrot.
I never trusted carrots.
It's a long, thin carrot that's sort of misshapen. And abnormally sharp and durable, and it just pierces your torso for 1 harm. And very quickly, all around you, you see produce. You see large celery stalks. You see like grapevine sort of serpent creatures. You see like big, like overgrown, stocky eggplants.
Oh no!
Which are like carrying in their viney appendages, very sort of primitive tools, and you are surrounded by sentient produce.
It's VeggieTales meets Five Nights at Freddy's. I hate it.
What do you do? They very clearly mean you harm at this point.
Yeah.
Yep.
Run?
Well, we are surrounded, so we will have to make a hole.
Yeah.
Kind of
yeah.
point of information. Is it only like fruits and vegetables?
Yeah, I think generally.
Okay, like there's no meat.
No.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, and there's just a horrible golem made of pork. Ground beef.
No.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I like it too much. Yeah.
Dang it! No.
It's like the
I
Stay
like it too
Puft,
much.
but it's ground beef.
Yeah, you conjured this horribleness. Yeah.
See, if you say it, it'll happen.
Yeah, there is a golem of ground beef.
I'm gonna say it anyways. Would I be able to try and hoodwink or maybe sway these produce by say we're only carnivores, we don't eat vegetables and fruit?
No, unfortunately. This is the effect of the failed rally roll.
True.
This is the consequence.
They intend you harm now.
Cool.
Yeah, no, I think we try to run, but I'm wondering if we can't use something to help us with our escape here. Is there a bunch of lights in this in the grocery store?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's standard overhead lights.
Do these things have eyes?
Oh, I see.
Give me a roll to assess reality.
Okay.
Hey, VeggieTales does.
That is, my wits is 0 and 8. No, 7.
Hold one.
7. Doesn't matter.
Hold one. If you wanted to know kind of the answer to your previous question, I would say what here is not what it appears to be.
That would maybe apply. Okay, I'll ask that one. I kind of want to know if there's a way that I could futz with these people, maybe tapping into some technology that's here.
Yeah, I do think you can see that none of them really have eyes. They appear to be sensing or navigating by some other sensory means.
Darn it. Okay.
Could we light them on fire?
Perhaps.
Sure.
You got some fire?
I mean, I have a taser.
Jax pulls out a lighter and lights a smoke.
Well, there's that.
And I mean, I have alcohol, or at least some alcohol.
You want to torch the place?
Yeah, why not?
Fuck it.
Produce.
Let's do it.
Let's have a cookout.
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're lighting a torch in the place.
All right, whoever is doing that, give me a roll to fight for your life.
I have a +1.
I have technically a +2. But I can also help if you want to do that.
Yeah.
I'll do.
Yeah, I have
I'll help.
quite the opposite.
I will help, and if you want to roll, so I mark one essence, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck.
Make sure you roll with 3 dice.
I did.
Great. Really glad I helped.
Wait. What happens if 2 of the dice are the same number?
You discard the lowest.
Dang it. What if they're both the lowest number?
Well, you discard
them both.
One of them. Yeah. Yeah, no, what answer do you want here?
Reroll. That's an 8.
That's not that bad.
Okay. On a 7 and 9, you trade harm as established. So I think we see this scene. It's a very cinematic, big movie battle scene.
Mm-hmm.
As from all sides, this army of produce just kind of descends upon you. How are you dispersing this alcohol and fire mixture? What does this look like?
I'm imagining that Lillian and Jade are pouring out alcohol from their flasks, with which I have to do it. On the outside of it has this crazy cartoon of a dick, and they're pouring. And
You didn't
Jax
have to
can
do it.
light it and set the thing on fire.
All right, so there's an eruption of fire, just gouts and flames going every which way. I will tell you, there are far too many of these produce entities for you to stop them.
Yeah.
What this will do is create an opening for you to save your skin. As this fight erupts, you're all going to take 1 harm as you're struck with frozen blueberry slings and more carrot spears. And
is this a spread or area tag?
It's just 1 to each of you. It's spread, so it's spread out.
We're taking fire from all sides. Clumps of avocado pits.
Yeah.
I was just trying to figure out how it works with 3 bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. So it would just incapacitate 1 of your bodies. But you do have an opportunity here. So someone I'm not going to make all three of you roll, but why don't one of you roll to save your skin as the sort of leader here?
I will do it, having been
The explorer, yes. So save your skin when you take advantage of an opening to run, hide, or otherwise evade danger, roll plus wits. I think this is our last basic move. I think we covered them all.
That's a 7.
Okay, on a 7 and 9, you can choose to escape or not, but there will be a price to pay if you do.
We're going to escape.
Okay, I mean, it's going to be a harried escape, and y'all are going to leave some stuff behind.
Yeah, with that information, like, I have to leave one of my bodies behind, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Whatever body fell is staying there.
Okay.
Jax isn't going to make it.
No! Aww.
And Jeruselum, I think you lose either your quill or your book.
I think I'm gonna lose the quill.
Okay. So all of these things are left behind in your frantic escape, dodging and weaving around all of this incoming fire, these projectiles, navigating around the hulking form of the beefcake, aka the ground beef golem.
The beefcake.
The beefcake.
I had been brainstorming the whole time what to call him, and that is so much funnier.
As much as I want to make you fight the beef golem, we're moving.
No, thank you.
You all make it to the escalator, which leads up to the food court. And I think some of this produce kind of like follows you a little bit, but as you get further up the escalator, the various produce items retreat. At the top of the escalator, the three of you see the food court as you saw it on the CCTV. There are, about a dozen sort of small, very luridly decorated food stands of all sort of cuisines and varieties. There's probably 24 employees here in the food court who are all socializing, not even including the ones who are working. Mm-hmm. And on the far side of the room, you can see the manager's office, or more accurately, the door to it.
Can I ask a weird question, Quinn?
Please.
How busy or popular is this food court? Because so in Minnesota there's a town called Burnsville, and it has a Burnsville Mall, and it's very not dilapidated, but it has really gone downhill, and just very there's one stand that's completely empty. Or is it Mall of America, everything's great? It's
probably somewhere in between.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would say. There's quite it's not a huge space, but there's quite a few people here.
Okay.
All of them wearing big box shirts.
Okay.
Are there any people just here to eat food, or are they all employees?
They're all employees.
All employees. Great. Hey, you guys, we're in the hive mind.
And in fact, Jeruselum, I think you see your rival, Apex Destiny.
Of course.
A fellow archivist among the mix.
Yes. Why are you this way?
I knew it.
Right, either way, sure.
I think I'm not going to be able to help myself on this one. And I'm going to storm up to Apex Destiny and just be shitty. Just oh my God. Oh, I'm so stupid.
Incredible. What are you doing?
I'm going to storm up and be like, I might have known you'd be behind this.
Every person in the food court turns to you.
This again?
Jeruselum, what are you doing?
I'm getting to the bottom of this.
Tell me a little bit about Apex Destiny.
Apex Destiny, as a fellow archive, I think so. Jeruselum is probably trying to be an iconoclast reform type, and basically consistently on some kind of probation. Apex Destiny is a straight A student. She's the golden child of the archive, and I find her to be quite square and stuck in her ways, and also honestly probably really good at scheming.
Jeruselum, hello. Welcome. Have you come to join the big box?
No.
We have all of your needs. She pulls off a piece of flair and starts pushing it towards you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. Sort of step away, just take your gaudy trinkets away from me, you bitch.
Jeruselum, that's not very polite. I'm going to report you to HR.
You can't report me to HR because I don't even work here.
Soon the big box will incorporate the archive. and then you will work here.
Like hell.
Okay, so now I know that this is for sure not Apex Destiny, and is therefore she's not in charge, but that doesn't make any sense because she's the worst person in this whole building, obviously.
All of the employees are now aware of the three of you. And the crowd is kind of moving en masse towards you.
I think we need a distraction to get out of here, guys.
You need a distraction to get into there, guys. So I want to...
I'm sort of wondering if I could maybe use my I always say it wrong.
Techronomicon?
Yeah, to like futz with all of the cash registers.
Blow up the orange Julius machine.
Well, yeah, I guess, what do you think? I could do all the cash registers, like, and kind of like make because they kind of seem obsessed with like making sales and stuff, and so I'm kind of like thinking like cash registers go on the fritz, or I could just literally make a sign explode.
I mean, I would make like food and drink machines go off, because I mean, I've gotten the impression that they're not really here to make money, but to get people.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, Quinn was giving me eyebrows when I said explode.
I think they're both great. I just like making eyebrows.
Just do both.
But yeah, I would like to use that to maybe cause a distraction here and see if I can't get like multiple signs to just like, because I kind of imagine they're like maybe like neon signs or something, and just like have them like explode and cause a huge distraction so that we can run away.
Yeah. So go ahead and mark your objectivity and give me, we're going to use one more faction roll, which I love. I love faction moves. Give me a roll to goad.
Goad, okay.
When you leverage your infamy with a faction to draw their attention, roll against your reputation. So go ahead and roll 2d6 and subtract your reputation with entropy.
That's a 7.
Okay. On a hit, they make a move against you. On a 10 plus, choose 2. On a 7 to 9, choose 1. So this crowd is going to move against you, having seen you like draw out your Techronomicon, and then choose an option. They react irrationally. They commit significant resources. They overlook your allies, overplay their hand.
I mean, I know you wouldn't necessarily love to fully sacrifice yourself here, but if they overlook your allies, we could get to the manager's office.
You know what? Sure, one for the team. They overlook your allies.
Oh, good.
Yeah, this crowd zeroes in on you as the biggest threat, having, exploded their signs and sent the cash machines like spilling out money. They're all moving in on you, but Jeruselum and Remi, they don't seem to be focused on you right now. You have an opening.
Now's our chance.
I think Raven is gonna like legitimately like kind of just like start backing away, like, I'm not really satisfied with the service that I've been getting from here. As big box employees, I think you ought to treat your customers with more care. Get out of here, guys.
We received your complaint cards. We recommend employment. And many of them like pull out spare shirts. Actually, they have those t-shirt cannons.
Oh no.
And you can see several of them are like loading t-shirts into the t-shirt guns as like the rest of the crowd kind of surrounds you. Let's follow Remi and Jeruselum for a moment though. We
are going to the manager's door and just try to throw it open and rush the three of us inside.
Yeah. I don't think there's a roll because of Raven's actions. So you kind of skirt the flanks of the food court, kind of ducking and hiding behind some of the abandoned stalls. And you reach the manager's office. You throw open the door and seated Bond style, like facing away from you in a seat, you see a young man. I don't think you can tell much more than that. And he's watching like all these CCTV monitors. I was wondering when you might show up, Remi.
No.
And the chair spins, and sitting in it is your fiance.
No. Fuck.
This was supposed to be us together. Don't you remember? How could you forget this was our plan? And then he notices.
Jeruselum pulls at his collar self-consciously.
What do the two of you do?
Outside, you hear Raven being like, I want a sushi roll!
I do think like there is a camera shot as like Remi and Jeruselum go in of Lillian like looking back over her shoulder because like she had always believed that Raven knew the answer of how to find her fiance, but then it's all this.
Well,
She
like
knew it
you
was in the
thought
bar,
I'm
big
losing
bucks.
I'm losing the chance to find him by going through this door.
Yeah.
And here he fucking is.
What is his name?
It's just some guy.
You know what? For shits and giggles, let's name him John.
John some guy. Great.
John some guy.
Can I want to make a proposition with you, Quinn.
Please.
That his name is not some guy. It is Wander.
Okay. Yeah. John Wander.
Why are you the way that you are?
Yep. John Wander. Assistant manager, John Wander.
Oh my god. Oh, poor John.
Apologies.
Hey.
It's just really funny.
This is what happens if you aren't here. Your fiance makes you the villain.
Oh no.
You either play the hero or you skip the game and see yourself become the villain.
Incredible.
So he asked if I had like forgotten. Yeah, I forgot. I didn't know where you went. And you're an assistant manager now? Oh.
This was our plan, babe.
You never talked to me about this. We still need to get married.
I was going to become the assistant manager. You were going to become the manager.
Aww.
And then we were going to take over the big box, and we'd finally have enough money for the wedding that you dreamed of, babe.
Oh my god, that's so sweet.
Is he wearing a uniform?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
This was our plan.
Is there anything that you need me to do that?
Yeah. I mean, here, put this on. And he throws you a big box
I catch it.
shirt. And kill this asshole.
Well, I can't really kill him because
Okay, well,
you remember
all right, sorry.
Josie is
Just
like his her uncle, and like that would just be really mean and weird and a lot of questions.
I got carried away. Just kick him out. Get him out of here.
Well, like how does he get out of here?
Oh, through the lost and found.
But there's nothing but lost there. It's just black.
I mean, it winds up to the outside eventually, probably.
What color are I don't know, Francis, what color is the big box uniforms? I'm imagining IKEA colors for some reason.
Yeah, I think I hadn't honestly picked a color in my mind. So yeah, they're like just bright blue.
I'd been seeing black this whole time, but I can revise that. Like Geek Squad black.
I mean, I'm open to either.
Maybe we all see something different.
Yeah, everyone sees different colors in the big
yeah.
box. Everyone sees their favorite color on the uniform.
I mean, I don't mean to be like critical of you right now, babe, but like that's not really your color.
What?
Like maybe we could do like a total overhaul, like get a completely different color. Like here, let me show you. And I'm gonna send Lillian over to him and like try to take off his shirt or vest or whatever.
Give me a roll to hoodwink.
If I push, that's just one.
Yeah, you roll 3d6 and discard the lowest die.
Do
And I
it.
can only
Do
push
it.
before I
Do
roll,
it.
correct?
Do it. Do it. Do it.
it.
Yeah, I'm gonna push.
Push it.
For the listener, I rolled 2 6s and a 5, so that's a 12.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah. You pull the uniform off of John Wander. And he goes slack-jawed. Let's jump back to Raven. Raven, it's getting pretty grim. I need you to face fear for starters.
Yeah.
As you are bombarded by these t-shirt cannons. You could face fear or save your skin depending on what you're trying to do here.
I will try to save my skin. So it's a 7. So you can choose to escape or not, but there will be a price to pay. If it's possible for her to evade the t-shirt cannons, but I don't actually think I want her to escape. I want to see if she can try to talk to these.
That probably would be face fear then.
Face fear? Okay.
Yeah, it's got to be face fear.
Well,
if you're not running, it's face fear.
Well, then I fail, and that's not good.
Yeah, you are pelted with big box employee uniforms, and they start adhering and wrapping and binding around your clothes and skin. And I'm gonna need you to mark 1 essence, and you're gonna keep marking essence periodically until you do something about this.
Okay.
The crowd is also closing in, but that's just like the t-shirt cannons.
Okay. And so do I still have control of myself?
You do, but you do feel like the urge to sell things and like market, maybe cut a commercial, do some restocking, use your employee discount.
Great. Okay. The only idea I have right now, I mean, I can assume I can't because there's a bunch of them on me, right? Like I can't just pull them off.
Probably not. It's got to be something a little more robust. We can jump back to Remi and Jeruselum if you'd like.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. We jump back, and Remi, John is just kind of sitting slack-jawed at the manager's desk.
I want to examine the hell out of the manager's desk. And you said he was looking at a bunch of sort of CCTV screens. I want to look for any controls that there might be. I want to, because I'm imagining that I am seeing Raven being attacked by t-shirts.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And also
there
I'm
is one on the
seeing
food court.
Josie languishing back where we left her, and Jax fighting back with whatever improvised weapons he can in the produce department. I want to look for any
Jax is like old school 80s style, over a spit that's kind of rotating.
Oh no,
Jax! And he's struggling to get out, but yeah, it's looking pretty grim.
Yeah, I just want to see what kinds of controls or authority the assistant manager has.
Assess
in here.
reality.
I'm great at that. 10.
Hold 2.
Okay. What here is useful or valuable to me? And who or what is really in control here?
Yeah. I'm going to answer the second one first. No one is in control here, and that's the problem.
Okay.
What here is useful or valuable to me? It's not concealed at all. There's the big box promotion and expansion plan by John Wander. One of the first pages is the succession plan, which very specifically lists that, he is going to rise through the ranks and become the assistant manager, and then he is going to dispose of the previous manager and install Remi as the new manager. There's some scribbled notes in there which indicate that his plan for disposing of the manager was to cast them into the lost and found. You also see, among the CCTV feeds, the lost and found feed, which is continuing to sort of float through the ether. It must be attached to something or in possession of
Maybe the old manager is holding on to that camera.
Or to the lost and found itself.
There's nothing to hold on to in the lost and found.
Yeah.
But there's a camera in there.
But there's a camera in there.
Well, the camera is just floating.
So, in essence, what I will say is no one's in control here. There's 2 ways to gain control of the situation. One of them is to find the old manager, who's in the lost and found. The other is to make Remi the manager.
Does it have to be Remi?
I think based on the succession plan, it's signed, notarized, agreed to. It's got the official big box seal of approval.
We could do a different plan, but we'd have to run it up the flagpole again.
Yeah,
get the signatures.
Corporate bureaucracy alone would probably take weeks, if not months. Also, part of this plan is pushing the big box into town and running it through Main Street and incorporating all of the small businesses in Main Street. to increase sales and make enough money for the wedding. Smash cut back to Raven.
Yeah, so I have 2 ideas, and I don't know which would be more effective, because I don't know if I could get embracing chaos. I don't know if I could briefly try to wield this power's effect. But my other idea is just to jump in my suitcase and maybe cut off whatever this connection thing is, because it might be a different plane, perhaps.
Can you get back out?
I don't
willingly?
know. Come and get me, guys.
Okay, I mean, you got 2 choices. I mean, you have lots of choices, but
Yeah.
You have mentioned 2 choices.
you have mentioned 2 very interesting choices.
I'm going to try the second one. Why not?
Okay.
Why not?
Give me a roll to save your skin. As the crowd closes in and the uniforms take over, slowly are encroaching and taking over your body.
That's a 10.
Okay, you leap into your briefcase, Pandora's box, and throw it shut. I think there are a couple bodies in here.
There's one.
At least one. It's your,
your unconscious body. But you feel the urges of the big box subside. The clothes are still like on you, but they're not expanding.
Yeah.
They're not sort of like overwhelming you.
I might try to take them off while I'm in here.
Sure. Yeah, I think you can.
Okay. So I do that for a second.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I can get back out.
Smash cut 2. Remi and Jeruselum.
If you're in charge, maybe you can end it.
Yeah.
John looks at you, suddenly a moment of clarity in his eyes, and says, "Babe, no, you can't. It's too powerful, babe."
Well, I mean, technically, it's not just one of me. There are 2 of me, and like I point over to the door to Josie. And in a way, it's not really me.
It's too dangerous, babe.
I have a really mean idea. I want to give back the memory of what happened to her fiance. And can I just do? Is that something that I can just do, Remi? Yeah. Here's why this is mean. Because
it's you.
What I think happened was that the wedding date actually kept getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back because the version of Remi that she was before I took this memory away was furious that the wedding he had been planning was much too small. And she drove him to develop this plan.
Aww.
And because he was like, if I can't do it with myself, I'll have to do it with the big box. I can make it happen. And I'm like, I can't let that happen because then you'll become the manager of the big box store and it will take over the town. But now you know.
Remi, and Miah, do you accept this?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah, this is me writing your past.
When are you not?
To be clear, it's up to you to accept if this is the canon.
Right. This.
Yeah. No,
Jeruselum can totally put this back in your head as part of his ability.
I do really like that idea. It is very adorable. In a villainous
in a horrifying way.
Oh, it's so cute.
Okay. Aww. Yeah, these memories come rushing. Like Jeruselum just kind of like puts a hand on your shoulder, and these memories come rushing back to you.
What?
I thought I could stop it by interrupting the plan, but now I have something worse that we have to stop. And you might be the only one who can do it. You would have to take control of the greatest money-making machine you've ever seen in your life.
Do I get any of that money for the wedding?
Not if you want to save the town. You'd have to turn this rig around and bring it back to the edge, where it will kind of be the Burnsville Center.
But that place sucks.
I know what I'm asking, Remi. That place does suck.
They don't even have a Pizza Hut.
They never did.
Have you seen their mini golf? Who has a blacklight mini golf court?
They don't even have a Panda Express, Remi. I know what I'm asking. So that's my plan. The option still remains to go try and dig out the old manager, but I don't trust him. Well, I just don't know that there's time, is my thing. Our friends are dying.
I think that with this uniform in one hand, this body of Lillian is going to reach out and like place her hand on the side of John's face and say, like, I love you. Remi loves you, not Lillian. And then put on this jacket uniform shirt thing.
Give me a roll to embrace chaos.
Great, I'm great with that.
If you want to push yourself, I'll let you finish this move before you pass out.
I can help if I can help.
Or you can help. Yeah. So roll 3d6 and discard the lowest.
Roll 3d6.
Okay. Oh, God. Thank God, Johnny. I owe you. That was 2 6s and a 2. So Embrace Chaos is a 12.
Hold 2.
So I think for sure one of them will be you briefly wield this power's effect. Yes, Johnny?
As long as you're in control of it, I would say fan its flames. Although I do think the first one, given the sort of situation we're in and the stakes of this sort of semi-final decision, the clear understanding, you might get a better clear understanding than we had before.
Yeah, part of me was like, do I add an essence? And I'm like,
This is it, basically.
I'll do the gain a clear understanding of the power source effects and motives.
Briefly wield this power's effect. What do you want the big box to do?
I want it to release anybody that it has taken.
You want a clean house?
Yeah, I essentially want to shut down this business.
Everybody needs to go on vacation like right now.
Last call was like a week ago. Wait, what is the phrase?
Don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Yes.
That song starts blasting over the intercoms.
What, closing time? That's very big box.
Yes, closing starts playing. Yeah, I think just if I can like send this to where it came from, or like I almost like this idea of like almost like crumpling the box.
Yeah, so closing time starts playing. We see this uniform like cinch up right over your body, just so it's like the most exquisite fit. And the nameplate on the desk immediately, like the beveling fades away and it fades back in to your name. And it says manager now.
I sort of like this idea of everybody like almost getting sucked out.
That's what I was thinking.
Box, because like you made it sound like we fell into the big box.
I think the scene outside the manager's office, we see a crowd of big box employees like kind of like pummeling and like trying to open like the suitcase.
Mm-hmm.
We start to see them kind of like falter backwards, like trip and slide and fall over. And we see them all being dragged towards the lost and found. And one by one, they are sucked into the void, and the suitcases as well. Jeruselum, you start to feel this pull, and you fight it as much as you can, but you two are flung backwards into the emptiness of the lost until it's just Remi and John Wander.
So, like, weird question.
Sure.
Is it Remi or is it... It's still one of my bodies, huh?
I'll leave it up to you.
Okay.
Is it Remi or is it one body?
I like the idea of it being, like, one body, like being Remi's body, because...
Remi's main body and letting the rest of the bridal party go?
Yeah. Because I feel like, I can't remember where, but I feel like one of, like, my... Maybe I'm just going crazy. But, like, one of my, like, goals is, like, to find my fiance, and, like, being that has been done, like, I can be, like, grounded and not live in this fake facade that, like, oh, everything's fine. I'm just gonna keep partying with my girls, and it's gonna be, like, great, and it'll fix itself with enough alcohol.
Just gonna low-key overwrite their personalities.
Yeah, and I do love this idea of, like, when Jerry, like goes, or Jerusalem goes out of, like, the door, and he also goes out with, like, Josie, like, they grab hands, and, like, Josie blinks and recognizes her uncle.
Is Josie again? Aww.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Josie is pulled out with Jeruselem, and it's just you and John left, and he says, do you still love me, babe?
Of course I do. I always will.
I love you, too. And he puts on a big box uniform. and the door slams shut behind the two of you, and that's the last we see. Outside, we see the tinted glass door fly open, and hundreds of people are expelled en masse from the big box, along with like all sorts of furniture, a suitcase, a bunch of produce. Like, it's just an avalanche of stuff that is pushed out of the big box, and then quickly, for something of its size, which is, you know, almost mountainous in nature, the big box begins to recede along the path that it came from, making its way out of town.
I think, does the briefcase get ejected out as well?
Yeah, it does. And I think it pops open.
Oh, okay.
As it does.
I was going to say, otherwise I think like, I kind of imagine maybe it doesn't open right away. And I think inside of the briefcase, Raven is talking to the body of Molly, and is like, jump into the suitcase. It'll be fine. I'm sure my friends will get me out. Jerry will get me out. He'll come get me. Any second now. He just waits for a while, and then finally it pops open.
And you see Jerry on his ass next to you.
And it's like, oh, right. You.
Where's Remi?
Just point at the slowly receding big box.
Okay. She didn't make it out.
Well, I kind of think she got where she was going.
To get champagne?
The bridesmaids, for sure, and then like maybe like their family or whatever hold almost like a small little like funeral. But then like you get this little scene in the big box, and we're in John and I are in one of the I know I did. John and I are in one of the departments, probably electronics. And almost all the lights are dim except for one of the overhead long fluorescent lights. And like you see one of those old brown boom boxes, and then like it's playing a cute slow song, and like they've like found some like makeshift clothes and like are doing their first dance or whatever. It's just the two of them.
Executive producer Quinn Majeski.
Yay!
This has been The Monsters Playbook, featuring
Lauren Johnson as Raven Price,
Miah Detjen as Remi Hainsley,
Jonny Grubb as Jeruselum Feedback,
and Quinn Majeski as literally everybody else.
Our theme song is by me, Jonny Grubb. The Monsters Playbook is produced and engineered by Miah Detjen and edited by Miah Detjen and Lauren Johnson. If you liked this episode, please tell a friend. We love friends. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Monsters Playbook, and on Twitter at Monster Playbook, and on Web 1.0 at monstersplaybook.com. And come hang out with us on Discord. We're fun. We'll see you next episode where, as always, I'll have some good news and some bad news. Thanks for listening.
So my fiance's missing in the game. Not real life. I know where he is. But
I don't know if this is the right place to bring this up, but I thought I'd tell you guys before I tell the police.